Hell no, I won't fap today. I had a few urges that passed my way. I took a cold shower, it gave me back my power to stay. Hell no, I won't fap today. Waste all my energy and waste away. That's an old mistake. Learn from the past and say hell no. I'm flatlining and I feel like shit. I'm looking down but I see no dick. Not safe for work so I click X quick. Go uh-oh. I stay distracted, work hard for satisfaction. Rewire my brain for real love and real passion. Deleting folders and photos, cause it's a new day. Eyes open, live life in a new way. I used to relapse, but now I'm just laughing. I used to laze about, but now I make it happen. I'm a man of my word, a man of action, uh-oh. So, hell no, I won't fap today. I had a few urges that passed my way. I took a cold shower, it gave me back my power to stay, yeah. Hell no, I won't fap today. Waste all my energy and waste away. That's an old mistake, so learn from the past and say hell no. Yes, it's time for sexual revolution. Clear our minds of distortion and confusion. Over time, realize we're just fine. And beauty's more than pixels, highly defined. I used to fap like 4 to 6 times, and now I laugh and reclaim my life. In the dark, but I see the light. Oh, uh-oh. I post a song on my Reddit account. For my brothers, there's too many to count. They keep me in when I'm ready to bounce, so uh-oh. Hell no, I won't fap today. I had a few urges that passed my way. I took a cold shower, it gave me back my power to stay. Hell no, I won't fap today. Waste all my energy and waste away. That's an old mistake, so I'll learn from my past and say hell no, yeah.
Yo, what is up, my friends? Yo, what is up, friends? My name is Nick. Yo, what is up, my friends? What is up, my friends? What is up, my friends? Yo, my name is Nick. What is up, my friends? Yo, what is up, my friends? Yo, my name is Nick. Yo.
Mistake, so I'll learn from my past and say hell no, yeah.
Yo, what's up? My name is Beth, or Queen of Spade. Thank you for being here, my friends. So today we are going to be talking about NoFap movement. It is a little bit of a cult. I was kind of surprised. I was not expecting, when I brought up stories from the internet, Monty there and his NoFap. And I told you guys I was going to look into this quote unquote movement. I did not realize how deep this goes, how much of a cult, if you will, this NoFap movement is. And I have found a new king of it. So we're going to be talking about all of that today. Hello, Joe. They can just wait till they get old, and then they won't be able to get it up to Fap. That's right. Big D Galdi in the house. Well, we need someone with a big D because he only has a big Nick. Nick without a D. Maybe. That could be it. That might be part of the problem. Although if he didn't have one, then I guess he wouldn't have to do the NoFap movement, which we're going to get into. No, it's not next. Which we're going to get into. What is the NoFap movement? What was it started for? How did it start? What do they believe in? And we're going to get into all of that fun stuff because there's a lot more to it than I actually fully realized when I first kind of was making fun of it. And I was like, you know what? We actually do need to dive into this because it's a little bit scary. It's actually also a little bit dangerous, and we're going to get into that too. But I thought it would be fun if we did a little bit of reacting first. Ladies and gentlemen, this gentleman here, who just got to 1K subscribers in this last week, everyone congratulate Big Nick Energy here. He just got to 1K, and he is an advocate, I guess, is what we can call it, for the NoFap movement. Because it's an entire movement. Like I said, it's going on a cult. But as you can see, all of his videos have to do with semen retention, have to do with celibacy, and the likes. He really likes Alex Jones. You know, just your usual conspiracy theorist, I guess. And the about section, which it claims that he joined in December of 2019. It appears that he, started to make videos about that time as well. And it says, welcome to my channel. I'm surprised it didn't start with yo. I'm just saying. Sharing my journey and what I've learned on it in order to help others. You should take everything you have ever learned or learn, like in future, with a grain of salt. Coming from someone in the NoFap movement, that's kind of funny. Take the information you gather and apply accordingly to your experience. Forge your own conclusions. Whenever someone says forge, you know there's going to be some tea somewhere. So I was like, let's see what Big Nick Energy here covers. So I have grabbed a few of his best videos, if you will. There are lots here for us to choose from. I'm sure today is not the only day that we will be reacting to Big Nick Energy, which isn't that a clever name, guys? He's like so clever. He's like so clever. Oh my God, I can't believe how clever he was to call himself that. So, without further ado, let's get right into one of his videos. He is very, very into this movement, and he is going to teach us how to protect our energy first, because if we want to learn about this movement and how to up our testosterone levels, especially you men out there that want to be hard men, you should listen to this. You need to learn. And he seems to be the ultimate Big D master, if you will, who can teach us all the ways of semen retention and NoFap. He seems to know his stuff more than Monty anyway. So let's see what he has to say.
My friends, thank you all for joining me today. Today, man, I'm doing great. Hope you all are doing amazing.
I am doing fabulous, Nick. Thank you. Of course you have a hat on backwards. Why wouldn't you?
Because life is great, and it's only getting better for you and me. Today though, man, you read the title, labeled it something like protect your
Wait, do you not know your own title? We're off to an awful start, Nick.
Energy. This video is going to be somewhat of a remake of one I made last year around this time. Someone asked me to remake this video I did on protecting your energy this October. And in that video I went into all the controlling yourself, controlling your gaze, your temptations around Halloween time, because you're going to be seeing so much, revealing outfits and costumes at parties, or even if you're just on Instagram. You really have to control your temptations, control your gaze, and be powerful.
All right, men. So did you hear that? In October, it is NoFap month, if you were unaware. It must be Cece's nephew recording in the car. Yes, and he's also related to Michael, who also seems to be recording in his car all the time as well. So, in order for you guys to protect yourselves and not fap, okay, Halloween month is no fap month. All right. You got to get ready because they actually do no fap November is a big thing. So for the month of October, they're often talking about how you have to really, really restrain yourself because women wear slutty Halloween costumes. And as men, you do not have the self restraint to see a woman on Instagram wearing like a slutty devil's outfit without wanting to fap. Okay. Men are complete monsters. They're just out here every time they see a woman. They're like, fap, 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 fap. I got to fap. So we need this movement to teach the men out there how to restrain themselves. And us women are out here, we're so mean. And we post up all these slutty pictures on like Halloween month, all throughout the month of us in these little slutty costumes. And like the men are just out here like, listen, I'm just trying not to fap. So thank God we have Big Nick Energy here to tell us all how to protect our energy and stay in this movement and not fap to the slutty Halloween girls.
Sure, you are staying on the right track, especially during this time of year when the veil is getting thinner and your connection to spirit, to source, can be much stronger if you're really trying to go for that. When there is less distinct boundary between reality and the spiritual. And it really goes much deeper than just this month. You want to be harnessing your energy for winter, because winter.
See, the funny thing is they're all about harvesting this energy for winter. And I'm kind of like, y'all just missed bikini season. Like, how did you make it through the summertime? Joe says they need to show pictures of bells. So that will take care of the issue. Yeah, do you know what we need, Joe? We need a corno of bells and DC Media Girl. That would make no man want to ever fap again. Ever.
Is coming. The sun is going to go away, at least for those of us in the northern hemisphere, which the vast majority of you guys watching my channel are.
Yeah, so with the sun going away, I like how he puts that. The sun is going to go away. He sounds like a flat earther now. The sun just disappears. It's getting dark earlier, right? And when the night comes, when the night sets in, is when men have the most trouble controlling themselves. Okay? The second that those lights go off and it's nighttime, they're like, oh my God, I just really want to fap.
Most of you guys are just in the US. So we are about to go through winter, man. It is right around the corner. The sun's about to go away. The cold is coming. The snow is coming. Man, you have to harness your own life force energy. There's not going to be as much life force energy outside. The leaves are going to start falling soon. They're already changing where I am.
So it's funny because a lot of times the NoFap movement gets connected to religion, and we're going to get into that. I actually have an entire article we're going to read from the NoFap website where they get very upset at people constantly connecting this movement, if you will, to religion. But one thing you're going to notice about Big Nick Energy here is that he always seems to connect it to spirituality in some way. This whole protect your energy thing is like a spiritual thing, right? Protect your soul, protect your energy. You have to be a spiritual person at the minimum in order to believe in this kind of thing. Since I am not spiritual and I have no soul to protect the energy of, right? I just don't believe in it. But if you're a spiritual person, protecting energy is something that you really, really believe in. And it's just funny to me because it seems like almost every single person I come across, they either connect it to something spiritual or they connect it to straight up religion. And then the movement's like, listen, we don't have anything to do with those things. We're just here helping people with porn addiction, okay? Jesus is not a part of this. But Nick here is one of those ones that are all about spirituality and NoFap and how they go hand in hand.
The snow is going to come. Like I said, the animals are going to start hibernating. If you go on a nature walk,
Listen, okay, the animals are going to start hibernating, so all your dicks better start hibernating too. Don't be using them.
during the winter, it's just not the same. It's still nice, but it's just not as lively. That life force energy is just not as potent. So it is so important for you to harness your own energy during this time. Yeah, I know a lot of guys will do sort of like an intermittent semen retention, but I would say during the winter time, it is important just to go for the long run, go for at least a few months. Focus on yourself, start meditating, take advantage of this time when the veil is thinning.
You know what's a really great way to focus on yourself? Just go into your room by yourself, turn off those lights, and then just fap. I'm just saying.
Connect to your angels, man. You got guardian angels. It is going to be that much easier to communicate with them during this time.
Wait, there's guardian angels. Could you imagine? You're like in your room, you know, it's nighttime. Apparently, the sun's gone away early, so you're out there alone in the dark. And you're sitting there, you're thinking about it. You know, you got the corno on the TV, right? You got that the good old Paris Hilton porn up. I don't know what you guys watch. And you know, you contemplating, you're getting that fab hand ready, and then all of a sudden an angel comes down from heaven and says, "Sir, I am your guardian angel, and I am here to stop you from doing the fap." Like, you would be fucking horrified. Like, get out of here. You knew what I was about to do. Oh my God. Then you'd never
Do some
fap
long
again.
meditations before bed, some prayers. You are a very powerful man. Harness your energy this fall.
So you guys gotta stop saying I'm a hard man and be like, I'm a powerful man.
Harness your energy throughout winter and just focus on yourself. Control your gaze, like I said. Just because you are a man and just your nature, your lower nature is just to look at every booty walking by.
I want to know who told them this. I mean, yeah, okay, there's some guys out there that are like horn dogs and they look at every single woman walking by. But like, they seem to think of men as like these uncontrolled creatures that are just out here with like eyes bulging out of their heads every time they see a woman. Like, all of them are neckbeard incels that are like Reddit mods, you know, and they're just like, oh my God, it's a woman. And like, then they can't contain themselves. It's so funny to me. I'm like, why do you have such low self-esteem? Shouldn't you think more highly of yourselves? I promise you all have self-control.
You don't have to. You can control your gaze. I'm not saying you have to be perfect. Not saying that at all. I am not perfect.
Listen, is it hard for you to control your gaze? Do you find yourself staring at all of the booty that walks by? All of the boobies that jiggle while they walk by? Well, all you have to do is join the NoFap movement, and Big Nick Energy here will help you protect your energy and control yourself. Especially in the wintertime when the sun goes away.
Perfect. But man, you do not have to just be a victim to your lower nature. You can learn.
Wait. So, a victim. Now the men are full-on victims to their own peens. Their peens are victimizing them. These poor men, you know, as a woman, it's hard for me to relate. I don't feel like my vag is doing that to me. So it must be awful, just awful as a man to have this happening to you. I am so sorry, Ben. Jeez, no wonder why you guys could be assholes.
Learn to control yourself. You can learn to raise this energy upwards and act more within your godly nature that you are.
See how he brings up like godly nature? Again, it seems to be a running theme with these no-fappers to bring God into it. I don't know if Jesus wants anything to do with your no-fap stuff. I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure Jesus would be like, listen, go to town, have some fun.
Are perfectly capable of embodying. We are essentially mini gods, godlings, growing up, increasing our level of consciousness. And the more you do godlike activities, the more godlike you will become.
Okay.
So man, control your gaze. Don't fall into your temptations. Protect your energy around this time of year. Go through winter strong. Focus on yourself. And great things will come. But anyways, guys, that's the video for today. Any questions whatsoever, drop them down below and I will.
Yeah, so what we got out of that is in order to protect our energy, okay, we have to stop staring at women and their booties going by. And then uplift our energy, which you would think that you wouldn't want to make anything higher because you don't want anything to pop up, you know, but maybe that's just me. Just, you know, lift up your energy vibrations. And then that should help you. See, I feel like we're already learning something about this movement because we know you need to have some spirituality, apparently. You need to believe in positive energy, vibrations. You need to have no self-control if you're a man and be looking at all of the booty, just nonstop, unable to control yourself. And that's how you ended up here, wasn't it? Well, I mean, I'm really glad that Big Nick here warned us about all of the women on Instagram being in their Halloween costumes, right? That's awful. Us awful women dressing so kinky. So the next video we're going to react to is actually called Semen Retention, Your Warning About Kinky Women. Yep, because us kinky women gotta watch out for us. We'll just be out here being all kinky and shit, and then how are you going to control yourself and not fat? It's our faults, you see?
What is up, my friends? Thank you
Totally,
all for
Joe.
joining me today, man. I'm doing great. Hope you all are doing amazing.
Now, he seems stoned to me. I'm just saying, maybe that's just me though, because I'm a stoner. But this one's great. I'm going to try and let this play a lot all the way through. It's not that long. None of these are. All of his videos are under like 10 minutes. He just gives you the no-fap advice, gets right to it, so that you don't ever have to get too fapic, and drops it to you quick in a little short and sweet package, if you will, to not touch your own package. Okay, I'll stop with the jokes now. But this one is funny to me because, again, the whole thing about this movement that's kind of amazing to me, like I said, is that the men in it seem to think that men are just like uncontrollable creatures. Like they would literally go and fap to a woman just walking down the street to Instagram pictures. They can't control themselves. They need this movement in order to help them. And then they seem to view women like we're these like evil women that are dressing all kinky and then trying to seduce them all to fap. And it's just a very weird way that they look at the world. And please, like, people aren't actually like this, okay? This is like a Reddit world, the nofap.com world.
Amazing, because life is great and it's only getting better for you and me. Today, though, man, you read the title. No kinky business. No kinky business.
Ah, damn it! I clicked on it for the kinky business.
And I'm not going to sit here and tell you every single kink, every single weird thing you like.
Damn it! That would have been more fun.
Is wrong. You shouldn't do it. But I am going to talk about a select few things in this video.
Oh, just a select few. He's like, some of the kinks are okay. Mm-hmm. Feet kinks. Yep, you're good, Nicolo. You're good. You know, feet kinks are okay. He probably does like that MILF porn, Joe. That one's okay, you know? It's just all the other ones aren't. So let's hear what he has to say. I'll stop blabbering on now.
And I'm really making this video today because, as most of you guys know, I broke my long streak of 2 years recently, and it's
Oh, no, Nick. Oh, no. For those that don't know, Nick here went 2 years without fapping. 2 full years without fapping for the movement in order to up his testosterone. Because as we'll get into, that's the belief. We're gonna deep dive the website. We're gonna have a fun day today. Should be fabulous. But he broke it. Joe, it must have been that damn MILF porn. It got him. So since he broke his 2 years, which, by the way, that's pretty amazing. I mean, good for you, Nick. Great job. Fabulous. Good. Imagine that being like your big thing in life. Like, people are like, what are you most proud of doing in your life? And then you're like, well, I didn't fap for 2 years for the NoFap movement. I'm just saying, like, maybe get a better hobby. But he has broken it. So I'm assuming he broke it because something kinky happened, right? Or else he wouldn't be like so mad at kinks right now. So he's broken his 2 years, and now he's come on to tell us all the kinks that are bad. So listen for all the kinks, and if he doesn't tell us, guess which one made him break his NoFap, if you will. Fun game.
really made me look back and think about all of my past experiences with girls and all the kinks I've experienced that girls have been into. And you know, while you are on this path of retention, while you are on this spiritual journey, and you are interacting with females, trying to find a partner that is suitable for you, you really have to keep an eye on the kinks that a woman has. Like I said, I'm not going to hate and say you can't act in any kinky business, but you know, man, when it comes to especially a certain few, when it comes to the hitting, the slapping in the face, the choking, and so on, this is stuff that you just cannot participate in if you want to truly be on your spiritual journey, truly be on the path of retention, live righteously. Because these kinks, man, these actions will find their way into your relationship. That energy, even though it's only being done in terms of playfulness, I guess, or kinkiness.
It's only done for kinkiness and playfulness. How dare we? You're not allowed to have sex for fun. It's only for making babies. Thanks for being here, Joe. Joe says, watch DC's OnlyFans, not MFW's. Oh my God, Joe, did you end up there? How did you end up there, Joe? Joe, I told you to stay away from there. See, now you're scarred for life. I tried to warn you. Well, Joe has officially joined the NoFap movement.
During intercourse, that energy will leak its way, that aggressive energy will leak its way into your relationship, and not just your relationship, but life. Because think about it like this. The choking, the slapping, this keeps you in that third density, that solar plexus type mindset of power, control, that third dimensional just matrix.
So the funny thing about this is we just heard him in the last video talk about how you should be like a more powerful man. And then now he's like, oh, but don't do the kinky stuff. Okay, with like where you control each other. Like, don't do dominatrix. Don't be submissive. Don't do any of that stuff, because then you're going to get lost in a power dynamic. And it's like, listen, Nick, I thought we were supposed to be becoming powerful men. So maybe they should be doing more of that. I'm just saying.
And it keeps you from expanding into the fourth density, the heart-based understanding, the heart chakra of just unconditional love. And
Is the penis a chakra? I don't remember it being one. I believe there's 7 chakras. I don't remember the peen being a part of it.
Like I said, just participating in this stuff just during intercourse is going to leak its way into your relationship, partly into your life as well.
But here's the thing, okay? If you are into that type of kink, you want that in your relationship. That's why you're doing the kink. So would it be the worst thing? I mean, listen, there's people out there that are into like the sub and dom thing, and they do it like their whole lives. Like even not in the bedroom. They kind of do it outside of the bedroom too. And if that's what gets them off and that's what makes them happy, what's wrong with it? As long as they're both adults, they're both consenting, they have like their safe word or whatever. I don't know. We only dabble over here in this house, okay? So, like, there's nothing actually harmful. Is it going to destroy your energy? Not if you're liking it. I mean, if you end up doing something you don't like, just don't do that and try something else, okay? But it's like, obviously, if you're into that type of thing, it's not going to destroy your relationship. And it's completely fine to have that in your relationship. Don't make this man make you feel bad about being that type of person if this is your thing. If that's your thing, you're totally fine, okay? It's not taking away your testosterone. It's not going to put you in some power play mindset that's going to destroy your peen. You'll be fine.
And when you are on this spiritual walk, man, when you're trying to break free out of the matrix, this is going to hold you back.
How come whenever I talk about a cult, they always got to bring up the damn matrix? What's up with that shit?
Obviously, you want an active solar plexus chakra. Obviously, you want to have a good grasp on the third dimension, have power, have resources, but that can't be everything. You need to move on to more of a understanding of unconditional love. And if you're talking to some girl and you like her a lot, but it just, seems off, you guys are just very different. And then you find out they have the kink of, oh, they like to be choked out, or oh, they like to be slapped in the face during intercourse. Man.
I feel like Nick here went through 2 years of NoFap, and then some woman came up and like slapped him, and then he was like, oh, baby, let's go. And then that's what wrecked it. I don't know. That's just my guess.
You guys are probably just a little too different. You should probably take this as a red flag.
Or you could like try it out with her. I don't know. Maybe you'll like it.
And move on. Because unfortunately, a lot of girls like that stuff nowadays. A lot of them.
Oh no. I feel attacked. Clearly she is bought out by the industrial Yes, they have paid her. They paid her to get the men to fap again.
And it just kind of tells you where they are mentally, where they are spiritually. I'm not trying to say they're not on your level, they're not your equal, but really spiritually, mentally, they're not at the same place as you.
No, wait, is that not the same thing? I'm not trying to say they're not your equal, but spiritually, mentally, and in every way possible, they're not at the same level as you, okay? Like, wait, what? The funny thing is, for those of you that do know yourselves really well and are out here and have like, a good understanding of who you are as a person and you're happy with yourself, part of that is also knowing what you want in the bedroom, right? And then knowing how to get that. And so I would argue that maybe she's ahead of these people because at least she knows what she wants and she's not afraid to go do it. Okay? You're all living in some weird, fearful place where you can't go be kinky with a girl or something. So maybe she's ahead of you. I'm just throwing that out there.
You are. And if you are going to be in a constructive, a strong, a beautiful relationship with somebody that will last,
and have some sex and slap the bitch in the face and choke her if she wants you to, okay?
a long time, You have to be on the same page. You have to be of the same understanding, or else you are just wasting each other's time, and it is going to lead to heartbreak and more trauma that you will have to deal with in the future. And
So like another thing is they keep talking about trauma a lot. It's like, who hurt you? Who hurt you to make it so that you joined a movement cult of not masturbating? I need to know. Maybe we could have a talk. I'll tell her not to slap you in the face and get you to choke her anymore, man. Like, you always just have that conversation. You don't gotta go all psycho, extreme NoFap here.
when it comes to intercourse, man, it can be so much more than just
Yeah, man.
adding another body to your list, adding another notch to your count. It can truly be a loving experience that you can truly access, I want to say, godlike understandings and consciousness through. And that's only if the experience itself happens through unconditional love and you have a great partner that you are fully open with to share that experience with.
Which would include sharing cakes if they were into it. I'm just saying.
And that is not going to happen if your time doing intercourse is polluted with slapping and choking and what's so not. It's
Oh, I see. He's like, no slapping and choking. Just get it. Just get it in there and get the job done. Maybe that's what it is.
not going to happen. And like I said earlier, that type of energy is going to bleed its way into your relationship and even your life. And I'm not saying you're going to be slapping people in the face in real life outside of intercourse. I'm not saying you're going to be choking people out.
He did kind of say that, though, did he not? Because he was like, listen, if you're having intercourse where, like, you're slapping each other and choking each other, which those seem to be the only ones he mentions in terms of kinks. Like, I guess he's not very in on kinks because those aren't even big kinks, okay? Or else I'm one kinky ass bitch. I'm just saying. But that was like the whole thing. He was like, you don't want to do those types of things, all that kinky sex, because it will bleed out into your relationships and your real life. Like that was his point. And now he's like, no, actually, I don't actually think so.
What I'm saying is that aggression, that's just distasteful, disrespectful energy is going to be there. And it's best you do not participate in it and participate only in godly activities. Because think about it like this. We are essentially godlings on earth.
Here we
learning
go again.
to become more godlike.
He really likes this like godlings on earth thing. And this is what I mean when I said earlier that like the NoFap movement is all like, we are non-religious. And I'm like, well, then how come every single person who I seem to watch, for the most part, a good 85% of them, minimum, seem to bring up religion or spirituality in some way. And now he's always talking about how we're little godlets, you know?
Gods do not slap the crap out of each other.
Well, I mean, maybe they do. You don't really know. I'm sure Zeus was pretty kinky.
They do not punch each other. They do not choke each other out. Obviously, if you need to defend yourself, defend.
You don't think that like Cleopatra wasn't like, yeah, baby, choke me, slap me, pull my hair? Come on.
Yourself. But this sort of disrespect, even if it's only through kinky intentions, is only going to hurt you in the long run.
But see, that's the thing, is that if you're doing it for a sex kink, sir, then it isn't disrespect, right? It would be a consensual thing that you'd both be into. Please don't be doing things in the sack that you're not comfortable with. But then again, there's nothing wrong with trying something new. If your partner's into something that maybe you've never done before, would it be the worst thing to try it out? It would probably be good for your relationship. Whereas he seems to think it's the opposite. And that as soon as you find out what kink your partner has, you should just leave.
But anyways, guys, that's the video for today. Any questions whatsoever, drop them down below and I will answer them. Like the video, subscribe if you want to see more content like this.
Now, a lot of people are probably wondering why I'm picking on Nick a little bit here today. And as you see, it's because he wants to be seen as somebody in this movement that people can come to, get advice from, and then ask questions to. Yes, you are. Okay? Yay! But that's the whole thing, is if he was just some random Joe Schmo out here, just like, oh, I'm doing the NoFap movement, I probably wouldn't pay much attention. What got my attention with this guy is the fact that he's always like, yo, if you have questions, drop them down below. And then he always goes on to talk about how, like, he's the one you should go to kind of like learn about the movement. He wants to be the one that tells people how to protect their energy and how to do this properly. He really wants to be a big advocate here for the other people in the movement. And that's why I'm picking on him. So I guess even though we're not supposed to relapse at the NoFap movement for kinky stuff, even if a woman you're with wants you to choke her and slap her in the face, you should just break up with her. So because of that, all right, Nick also has taught us the only type of wet dream to consider a relapse for semen retention. Because, of course, there has to be an exception to the rule. So I guess if you have a wet dream and it's a specific one, then you can fap. So, we got to learn this stuff.
Friends, thank you for joining me today.
Queen of Spade talks about cakes and Iggy comes to chat. What duh? He'll always show up, don't worry.
Once again, today, man, I got a video for you all on wet dreams. And the one type of wet dream that I consider a relapse.
I can't believe how confident this man is saying this. He's like, we're going to talk about wet dreams today. Like, as if I would come on here and be like, we're going to talk about MLMs today. It's so strange.
Because this actually happened to me the last time I released, which was
the last time I released?
Back last August.
So this was a little bit after he accidentally released after his 2 years of NoFap. Which again, like 2 years of NoFap is a long ass time. I went 3 years without sex once. Don't do that. It's not fun.
Because my mind was at a spot where I was thinking dirty thoughts a lot. So it ended up happening. But so to start off,
I wonder if that happens. I feel like it does. You don't fap for a while, don't have sex for a while. And then your mind probably does start wandering there. And maybe that's why we need all these advice videos on how to not fap.
a lot of people say wet dreams are not relapses, and that is the case for the most part.
Okay, so a wet dream is not a relapse, which is kind of good. Because let's be real, men cannot control that necessarily. That is when a man is dreaming, and then it happens. So it's kind of like you're not really conscious for it. It's not like a conscious decision. So I'm glad that that's not a relapse. Otherwise, man, everyone would be relapsing, wouldn't they? I feel like wet dreams would come more if you weren't releasing.
If you wake up and there's like a tiny little puddle in your pants and you don't...
If you wake up and there's a tiny little puddle in your pants, just come watch Big Nick Energy here. He'll tell you what to do.
Don't even remember dreaming about anything. That's not a wet dream. Your body's just oozing some of the seminal fluid out.
Yeah, it's so full. Your peen and your balls are so full of the fluid. All right. You are going to have constant blue balls. So just some of it needs to be released.
That it does not need to be holding anymore. Because there is a difference between seminal fluid and the sperm. The sperm is the actual seed, and the fluid is just what it lives in. And
oh, okay. Thanks for explaining that. I think we all learned that in like grade 7 phys ed class when we did sexual education.
And we can build up too much seminal fluid, and our body is able to release this during the nighttime. But sometimes, man, even if you're having a dream that is kind of suspect and you wake up with a puddle in your pants, that still is not necessarily a relapse. The only time where you should consider it an actual loss of vital energy is when you look in your pants and you're seeing ropes. When you're seeing white ropes in the middle of the night when you wake up or in the morning and it's thick, that is how you know you got a relapse.
Okay, so if you have a wet dream, men, okay, you need to inspect the semen. Inspect it, move it around in your fingers a little bit. See how thick and stringy and ropey it is. And then if it's not stringy and ropey, which I've never heard anyone talk about semen like this before. This is a new thing to me. I'm very scared. Then it is not a relapse. But if it is, you just fapped in your sleep, didn't you?
Now, I don't want to call it a relapse, but that is how you know you let go your energy during the night. That is a legit nocturnal emission. And I know that because that actually happened to me, as I said, the very last time that I released, well, what I considered to be a release.
I guess he must have inspected it in order to see what kind of release it was.
Some people might not consider it.
Okay.
But I felt a loss of energy, a massive loss of energy, almost as much as releasing consciously. And the reason you have to go off what you see in your pants, not necessarily the dream that you have that night, is because I do believe our mind will play scenarios subconsciously in our dreamscape that will allow us to get rid of some of the seminal fluid. Because I do believe our lower area has to be stimulated in order to even get rid of some of this buildup of seminal fluid in the first place. So that does not.
So he doesn't really believe in wet dreams. He thinks that you're fapping in your sleep.
Not necessarily mean you were attacked by a succubus at night. And you will really be able to tell the difference between your mind making these scenarios up and a succubus.
A succubus. Yes. Yeah. Your wet dream could be a succubus showing up to suck the semen out.
Because if it's a succubus, you will actually be able to deal with it quite well.
Yes. Okay. Now we need to write this down. Goldie, you're supposed to be my note taker, damn it. Write this down because we need to know how we deal with a succubus. A succubitch, if you will.
One example of a succubus that had tried leeching onto me at night.
Oh my God, this poor man has had a succubus. This is why he has to do the NoFap movement, guys.
This was a while ago, like over a year ago.
Oh my God, and he got rid of it over a year ago.
But I had a dream. I was going on a date with this one chick, and we stopped at a gas station. We went into the gas station, and there was like a whole bunch of food in there. So we're doing like grocery shopping, getting snacks. And we come back to the car, right? And then once we get back into the car, she just grabs my face and starts kissing me.
Oh my God. Then she tried to suck the life out of him through his mouth.
And then instantly, my mouth gets dry. Like dry as can be. It felt like there was sand in my mouth. I felt like I was getting drained. I instantly pushed her off of me, and I just woke up in the middle of the night. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. That is a succubus trying to leech itself onto you.
Okay, so if you've ever had a dream where you're at a gas station and a girl goes to suck your face off in the parking lot, and then your mouth tastes like sand, it gets very dry, it's a succubus. So, Goldie, write down succubus, woman in dream, make mouth dry, push her off. And that's what you do. You push her off of you in the dream, and then that should somehow stop the succubus. I'm assuming that to him, a succubus is like the spirit, the female spirit that literally goes around and sucks the life out of you. It's like an old spiritual thing where it talks about that shit, and it will come and literally suck your soul out, take your life form. So to him, this would be like a spirit. So I'm just wondering, the spirit could go into your dreams, right? It could suck your life form out of you by kissing you in a dream. And then all you have to do is push it off, and it can't defend itself from pushing. Pushing is what does it in. Really? Okay.
Honestly, I don't have a lot of experiences like that anymore, because it is actually quite easy to combat a succubus when you start to have very vivid dreams, almost to the point of being lucid. Because once you become that conscious, it is so much easier to block out a entity trying to invade, trying to wiggle its way into your subconscious rather than your subconscious itself.
So when you do NoFap, you get more vivid dreams, and then you can push the succubus off even more. Write that down too, Goldie.
Anyways, guys, that's the video for today. I hope this...
Look how proud he is of himself at the end of all these. He's always like, anyways, guys, I just did a really great job. That's the video for today. I love it when I do NoFap. It is so much fun. Because when you do NoFap, you don't want to waste any of the sperm, because that's where the energy is. And that would be fucking awful.
Wow, it's so dark in here. I guess I just keep swimming. Oh, there we go. I go out this way. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm finally free. I'm so going to be the first one to find the egg. I have dreamed about this day. I can't wait. I can't wait. Let's go. Let's go. Where is it? I have dreamed about how amazing this would be. I can't wait. Can't wait to find the egg. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Right there. Oh my God. Abort. Ah, it's a fap. Oh no.
You want to see it? Huh? You want to see your kid?
I can see it from here, thanks, yeah.
Dude, take a closer look. It's your kid.
No, come on.
No, come on. You gotta take a
Johnny,
closer
no,
look.
that's close enough, Johnny.
He's beautiful.
Yeah,
Come
I'll trade
on.
you. Catch.
What the? Oh, shit.
Oh, God.
Fuck, dude. That's somebody's kid.
Well, it's not my fault, A-Rod. You were supposed to catch it. We're gonna scoop one into the other. Oh, my God! Oh,
my God!
Jesus!
God! Blinking it in! Oh, my God, it's in my fucking mouth!
Wait, hang on. I gotta post this on Facebook.
No!
Hashtag Grr Mondays.
See, rest in peace to all of the semen that's lost whenever you fap, okay? That's messed up. Ted is a great movie, both of them. So we have a couple more to go through. We have the next one is the Sigma semen retention is the Sigma male's greatest weapon. All right. So I am very glad that Nick admits to being a Sigma male. That's a good thing. So now let's see how he uses semen retention as a weapon. We need to know.
My name is Nick. Thank you for...
I think we are becoming friends, Nick. I'm enjoying this stream today. How are you today? I hope you're doing well.
for joining me today once again. Today, man, I got a video on the Sigma male today and how...
Yeah, the Sigma male. All right. If I was a male, I'd probably be a Sigma because I am not a hard man.
Semen retention is the Sigma male's ultimate weapon. Now, in case you don't know what a Sigma male is, a Sigma male is essentially an alpha male, but taken out of the social hierarchy, the social paradigm that our society has created, and they're just outside the box. They're doing their own thing. They're the lone wolf type of person. They don't conform to society's standards, and they don't need the approval of other people.
That's not okay, Nick.
Because oftentimes within the alpha male is, especially in, you can see this in nature a lot, and it plays out in our society as well, but the alpha male tends to need other males around it for its validation as the alpha male. when the Sigma male doesn't need that validation and it can go on its own and do its own thing. Many people that practice semen retention oftentimes fall into this archetype of Sigma male because semen retention is just something that is obviously outside of the cultural norms. It is something that just breeds that outside the box mentality that a Sigma male thrives on. And if we're going to box people into these specific archetypes, alpha male, sigma male, beta male, I believe that sigma male truly is the archetype that a man should aim to be. Semen retention just comes much more naturally to the sigma male because the sigma male is not constantly worried about cultural norms and what other people think about them in order.
All right, so Galdi here says he's a sigma male. I think that Nick would call himself an alpha. I'm just saying, Galdi, maybe you guys should fight. But I'm very glad that he has this definition down, which he doesn't, by the way. That's not at all what a sigma male is. We've had some fun on this channel. I've done a lot of nice guys, nice girls, white knight videos, etc. Trust me, that's not what a sigma male is. But at least he admits that the sigma males do semen retention more as well. So there's that.
To achieve approval of their peers. So when it comes to such a practice, it just comes a lot easier, and the only thing getting in their way is oftentimes their own mentality and what they believe they can do. And so many of the effects that semen retention causes in your life really benefits the sigma male. One example, semen retention oftentimes pushes you away from people in your life that don't vibe with you anymore.
All right, write that down, Galdi. Semen retention stops you from hanging out with crap people.
You should really just distance yourself from in order to progress further down your own path. And as the sigma male, you want to do this naturally, and semen retention just happens on semen retention. There's no stopping it. Once you get to a certain point, your vibration is not going to be compatible with many of the people you used to associate with in the past.
All right, so semen retention also makes you better than everyone.
Even though that there may be a lot of people you don't want to let go of and move on from in your life right now or in the past.
Yeah, you know, like your mom and your dad.
It's a good thing because there's a lot of toxic people in your life that this will really just get you away from. And since there's less and less things to hold you back, it makes it that much more fluid to achieve the benefits that you receive from this practice. Another result from distancing yourself from other people from your past
is that then you won't be able to fap to them, right?
Is that you will make room for new people, much more important people to your journey that will bring you onto a higher vibration yourself. You're not going to have these toxic people from your past. Not all of them are going to be toxic, but you definitely do have some that are bringing.
It's so funny because he basically says over and over again that when you do semen retention, you reach a higher vibration, a higher consciousness, and then you're better than everybody else. Right? Like you are better than everyone else. All those other people, they're like toxic or they're not at your level or blah, blah, blah. But then at the same time, he tries to like not make it noticeable that he thinks that people that do semen retention and sigma males are better than everyone else. He's not doing a good job. We see right through it. It's impressive levels of coping. Semen retention would be, yeah.
Bringing you down, and you are just going to have more room for a more tight-knit circle. And of course, man, it only leaves openings in your life for relationships with women that are on a higher vibration themselves.
Are they also doing NoFap? I'm wondering. Because apparently women do this too, by the way. We got fem cells in the NoFap movement.
Because when you're not vibing with societal norms, when you are outside of that box, you are most likely only going to get along with women that are also outside that box, that vibrate too highly for cultural norms that really keep society in this toxic cycle of just negativity and hate.
Trust me, if you're in the NoFap movement, you will always be outside of a woman's box.
And while I'm talking about women, semen retention also complements the Sigma males so well because the Sigma male is already in the mindset of not chasing women, doing their own thing and not giving a shit. And women just gawk over that. They find that so hot. So when the Sigma male realizes the value
What? Women gawk over Sigma males. Okay.
of his seed, he doesn't have to break this habit of chasing women. He just has to deal with women naturally as they come into his life. And to end this video, when you really just aren't bogged down by societal norms like the Sigma male and you're practicing semen retention, there's really no stopping you, because the only thing at that point that can hold you back is your own mind. And once you master your own mind, man, you will make it far, and there's just, like I said, nothing to stop you. Anyways, guys, that's the video for today. I hope somebody learned something from this today. I hope you all have a great day, and as always, peace.
And as always, peace. Peace out. Peace out. So yeah, Sigma males really like to convince themselves that they're like a lone wolf, that there's someone that is like out on their own, doesn't follow society. But most of us women, we just kind of see it as a pussy. I'll be honest with you. I don't know what he's talking about. Don't do the Sigma male thing or the alpha male thing. Just call yourself a normal male. Otherwise, you freak us all out. As soon as you start talking about Sigma and Alpha, most of us are out. Okay, we're like, oh, Lord, we don't want to be with either one of these. Okay, they put themselves in weird categories and groups. So I have one more that I want to look into before we go and read some blog posts that are fucking hilarious. And this one is called Semen Retention, Find God in Everything, plus an update. Because our dude, he was gone for a little bit, so he had to come on and do an update. So without further ado, let's find out how we can find God in everything. And remember, the semen retention, NoFap movement does not want to be attached to God. So this makes me laugh. And again, we'll get into that post. Don't worry.
Friends, thank you all for joining me today, man.
Yeah, man. Today, man. Today, man. Today, man. What about Omega? That one's fine. You're a Zeta male? We can make that a thing. No, wait, it's bad. I'm whatever male is the one that all the girls want to be with. That's the one I am.
And I'm doing great. Hope you all are doing amazing.
I'm doing amazing.
Because life is great, and it's only getting better for you.
I don't know. Hopefully it is.
You and me.
I mean, you keep saying that. I think it's just getting better for me, though. I had some great sex last night. I'm just saying.
Today, though, man, you read the title. Today's video, though, it's not just going to be on inspiration, but at first I'm going to...
Wait, you thought that's what you were doing on here? I guess all the other videos we've watched, guys, is all for inspiration. Did you feel inspired while we were going through them?
Do a little recap on my last video on relapsing after 2 years, or releasing after 2 years.
Okay.
And, you know, just kind of an update, because I haven't uploaded a video in probably close to 2 weeks since this video gets uploaded. So,
yes, because he was embarrassed. You know, he broke his 2 years of NoFap.
I've just been doing a lot of self-reflection, man. Sorry, I know I said in my last video, expect like a couple of videos next week, but I didn't upload at all last week. And I've just been doing a lot of self-reflection, and I feel like I'm not just gonna shit out videos just to put videos out there for the sake of it. I'm going to put a video out there if I truly feel like it's going to help someone, help someone and serve a purpose. And that's not just me putting myself out there for whatever reasons. And, you know, I have had plenty of inspiration over the past week or two to...
Okay, so I want you to pay attention to something here. He's admitting that he wants to put out these videos to help other people. So this is what I mean when I say that this man is not just your like average NoFap incel dude that's just like doing the movement. This was my point when I said he doesn't just want to be in this movement. No. He wants to be an advocate of it, someone that people come and look to for inspiration and motivation to not fap, if you will. And he's climbing in subscribers. He just got to 1K. Prayers, which I don't do, but I'll take them anyway. Queen. Hello, Percy. I hope you're having a fabulous day. But yes, this is my issue mainly with this guy is, like I said, if you just don't want to fap and you want to be a part of some kind of movement, whatever. But if you're out here like trying to be some kind of advocate for it, that's a little bit much for me, okay? It's a little bit much. I even think it's a little bit much when people in the anti-MLM community are like, I'm an advocate. So like, just don't advocate weird movements, all right?
To make videos on certain topics, but I've just been doing so much self-reflection. I feel like I can't give it my 100%.
So he's giving his all to all of these videos. So all the videos we've just watched, he's given his all, and he firmly believes in everything he's saying. In other words, this is not a troll. He actually believes in all of this.
While I'm truly reflecting on my life. Now, I am starting to come out of this self-reflection phase, and I am in this phase that is in between two long streaks of semen retention, and that's okay. You know, I really have no complaints. I do not feel like I am drained at all. I have released a few times over the past few weeks. I've always kept up with the Taoist guidelines of not releasing too frequently, but over the past few weeks, it's just been a major time of self-reflection. And I know over the past 2 months, my upload schedule has not been that consistent. And that is not because I relapsed, or I should say released, because I don't really view it as a relapse. I wasn't really...
Why does he keep saying come? You're right. That would be very triggering for people in NoFap, wouldn't it? I don't get how there's people who stream about this. Yeah, it's because, like I said, it's supposed to be a movement. So now, like all the movements, they have people that come on and give inspiration and motivation and advice. And we're going to get into like what this parent movement is all about. Because it's a lot deeper than I thought it was. It isn't just a bunch of incels being like, let's not masturbate and get testosterone. No.
Struggling, it just felt natural. So I released, and I really don't have any regrets. Someone asked me if I have any regrets, and not really.
So my whole thing is he's like, I released, which means he fapped, and then he doesn't have any regrets. So like, what is the point of this movement? Right? Like if fapping doesn't make you feel guilty, if fapping doesn't like do anything negative to you or make you like regret fapping or anything, then what is the point in not fapping? Yeah, Ghost, I want to found a weekly podcast with 4 hosts who all talk about this every week, all showing their faces. There's a few of them, Brucey. There's a few podcasts about this. Isn't that insane? And yeah, showing your face just... Well, I mean, we have this dude. And the funny thing is, for the most part, like this guy's not a bad looking guy. Like he could probably get a girl if he wasn't so weird with this NoFap and preserve your energy stuff.
Living life with regrets is kind of not the way to live life.
Okay, so that's why he just isn't the type that lives life with regrets. He's going to be all like, I just learn and grow from my mistakes. It's a lovely virtue signal that many people do on here.
Although sometimes you may regret a thing or two. But really, I do not regret releasing. It is what it is.
It is what it is. What everyone says after NoFap. Write that down too, Galdi. It is what it is. Big Nick Energy 2022. I would have 180 IQ and be the CEO of Amazon if I followed this man's advice. I know, Brucey, like, why aren't you?
Can only move forward from here on out. But yeah, over the
Okay.
past 2 months, I've just been really busy with focusing on where I want to take my career, what's the next step for me.
Wait, your career? What's your career?
And the past couple weeks for me has been a lot of self-reflection on where is my life going? Where do I want to take my life? What do I want to...
Listen, Greek, I did play sports in high school. Do you want to know what sport I played? I was a wrestler. I did wrestling in high school, which I feel like, by the way, is the sport that if you had to retain your semen for more testosterone, it would be that one. It would be that one. I would have had all of the men on my wrestling team, which was mostly men. There was only like 3 of us women. And then the rest of our team were all men. And we had like 20 people on our wrestling team, right? I feel like that would have been the one. Or maybe like swimming. I don't feel like football dudes would have done this. I don't feel like the basketball players or volleyball players would have done this. I'm just saying, I feel like wrestling is the one. Of course I did. You gotta get that release. Niccolo says he doesn't fap, so he doesn't go to hell. He just asked me for feet pictures so that he won't ever fap again because my feet are ugly.
exactly do. And there's been a lot of inspiration I've had in the past couple weeks, whether that be teaching myself a new skill, maybe like a language, something I can bring to a work type environment.
But what is your work? What is your work? You just went on about how you were going to fix your career. What is it? Because if this man goes on to tell us that his work is being a NoFap motivator on YouTube, I might have a fucking aneurysm, guys.
Something I can make money off of, some sort of certification I can get. You know, this is where my mind...
Imagine getting a NoFap certification and like taking that into your job interview. Like the job interviewer, right? The employer. He's like, so, what kind of certification do you got, sir? And you're like, well, I do have a NoFap certification. And they're like, what's that? And then you got to go into this big speech about how you don't fap. You know, it was a lot better when it was WWF. That's all I'll say about that. Learning Elvish will be super helpful. He should go and learn Krypton. That will do it.
has been the past couple weeks. And, you know, it just has been really hard to push out a video. And I'm sorry for that. And I will, you know, maybe not next week, but I will get back on my usual schedule soon.
Of fapping or doing videos? I'm confused.
Still have that burning fire to put out YouTube videos.
Well, that's good. I do feel like his job is actually just doing YouTube. Okay, so, sorry, Niccolo, sorry.
Help people out in that way. And it's not going to stop anytime soon. Do not expect me to disappear off YouTube.
That is good news for me. I look forward to doing many streams on Nick here.
But guys, other than that,
we are halfway through this video and he has yet to tell us how we get gone and everything, by the way. We have just heard about his non-career and the certification for NoFap that he wants to get and an apology for not releasing videos.
my message to you guys for today has
Okay, let's get to it.
got to be just find inspiration in everything, man. In anything.
Yeah, guys, my big message for you today. You ready for this? Write this one down too, Goldie. Find inspiration in everything. Man. Fucking profound, man. That's deep.
You know, a lot of times when you're on retention for long enough, or even just on your spiritual journey, things start.
Does he not look at the picture? Like, I keep noticing, if you see in the background here, there's this picture of a wave. And I'm kind of like, maybe if Sir here would get rid of the picture of the big giant water wave, he would have an easier time not fapping. I feel like that would be triggering. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
To slow down, it may seem. Some people will call this a flat
Every time I look at it, I think of squirting. Damn it.
line. Some people will call this the dark night of the soul, whatever you want to call it.
The dark night of the soul.
And man, it is just important to know that you will get through it,
Okay.
and to just try to find inspiration during these times. Do the self-reflection. This is a very important time to do self-reflection and
Probably write that down too. Important time to do self-reflection.
shadow work, but really just look outside to the external as well,
Okay.
and just look for inspiration, man. Go to a nice downtown area near where you live, not like a giant city, but like a nice downtown area in some smaller city.
I have an issue then because I'm here in Ottawa. It's a pretty big city. It's kind of the capital of Canada. I'm fucked. Hello. Rapper actor. That's a funny name for me. I like that name.
It just has a lot of small stores and shops and all sorts of stuff. Just go walk around, just look at all the shops, look at all the people, just take it all in.
Look at all the people not fapping at the mall. Ooh. Sorry.
Look at each and every single shop.
Right, Percy? That's what I heard too. A nice downtown area, but not in a city, but in a city. Just not a big one, right? Just go to a small one. Like, okay, I'm in Ottawa though, fam. Like, do you want me to go to Cornwall?
I guarantee you will find some sort of inspiration walking down the street, just looking in through the windows, seeing what people are doing with their lives.
Yeah, they get inspiration to like rob the fucking bank or a store or something. And then they go to court and the judge is like, how did you get here? And they're like, I'm sorry, bro. I was watching this dude. Okay? This damn dude. And his name's Big Nick Energy. And he told me to go and like walk around and look in the shops and get inspiration. So I did. And I got inspired to rob the shop here. And then the bank. It's all his fault. Care to comment on the moon cricket problem? Is there a moon cricket problem? I don't think so.
Seeing what
Are the crickets on the moon fapping?
truly makes people happy. Who knows? You could find yourself at the right place at the right time. The perfect idea could find its way into your mind. The person you're supposed to meet at that given time is going to be there, potentially.
The person. Everyone stands up. Poor Big Nick Energy here. Because, guys, the person you're supposed to meet at a specific time might be there at that specific time. Probably. Yes, I want to have their babies. I love the moon crickets. They're my favorite. But that was great. They'll probably be there. Like, I hope so. I hope they're not late. Otherwise, I'm going to have to fap while I'm waiting. Damn it.
You don't know. Anything could happen.
Okay.
Just go out there and seek inspiration.
I thought you were inspiring us. First, he wants us to watch him to get inspiration. And now he's like, go find it outside. All right, I'm fucking busy. I'm self-reflecting and shit for the last 2 months.
Find God in everything.
Here it is. Find God in everything. That was the title of this. It's the first time we've heard anything about God at all.
Because that's all it is. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much the video.
What the fuck, my dude? What the hell? You mean to tell me we just watched that whole video about how we were going to find God in anything and everything in the whole wide world, and it would help us with NoFap? And you went on to me and told me that I should get inspiration, not from you, Mr. I'm going to inspire you not to fap, which, I mean, some people might look at you and be like, yeah, I'm never doing that again. And you did not mention God until the very end. And then all you said is, that's basically finding God in everything, looking around. The Spirit of God is in everything. So when you go outside and you look around, you find God in everything. That was the point of this fucking video? God! I get incorporating NoFap into your personal philosophy, but centering yourself around it is really weird. Yeah, see, I don't even know if I get that, and we'll get into that and what it's really about, because I don't even know if I understand. Shaggy does need to watch this guy, and then he would stop. He wouldn't write women messages like the one he sent me that was all like, every time that I watch you, I picture you sucking my dick. I was like, don't tell women that. Now I don't ever want you to watch me again. Imagine if there was a no-meth movement. Oh my God. We need a no-meth movement. That's the problem. That would solve the war on drugs. That's what we need. Might change his life. Then he could actually hit on women properly. What the? Feel like you've said that the most in this stream. Galdi's just here the whole time going, what the? What the? But yeah, this is all he says about God. All right, one sentence. I swear to God, there's a little bit of this left, and it's all going to be his outro, and I'm going to be pissed.
For today, you know, I'm still going strong. I'm not done with retention. I know a lot of people were commenting like as if I was giving up on retention. I'm not giving up on retention. That is not the case at all.
But the thing is that he had a relapse and then he like disappeared for like 2 months. So people were kind of like, dude, did you give up?
I am still going to go strong. Like I said, even now, I'm still keeping my energy up. I do not feel drained.
Because masturbating makes you feel drained. Okay, you're tired afterwards. Sex can make you tired. Brucey says, I've been no-meth retenting. Doing no-meth retention. And it's dopamine receptors. Oh, you're retenting your dopamine receptors. Jesus Christ, my dude. And it's been really working out for you. So yeah, if you do the no-meth, then it helps you do dopamine retention. There you go. You heard it here. Probably also serotonin retention. Look at that.
Honestly, the times that I've drank recently, because if you've been watching my recent videos, you've known I have been just drinking a little too much over the past summer. Not a lot, but too much for my liking. I'm used to going 6 months straight completely sober, then maybe having a couple beers at like a bonfire or something.
Yeah, I think this guy just has an issue with self-control. He's like, I have an issue when it comes to my drinking with self-control. I have an issue when it comes to my fapping with self-control. So all the men out there must be rapists.
That's what I've been used to the past 2-3 years. And the past 2 months, I've just been enjoying myself a little bit more.
Try it.
You know, I guess no shame in that, but it's just too much for my liking and it's going to stop. It has pretty much already stopped.
It's going to stop. It has pretty much stopped, guys. I mean, I promise you, I'm not drunk doing this right now.
So, and my point with that is I feel more drained from just drinking alcohol than I have the past few releases I've done over the past few weeks.
Oh, wait. Now there's a few releases over the past few weeks? My man, he really relapsed, didn't he?
And I also think that's because, one, the sexual energy is just moving throughout my body while I'm having intercourse. And two,
now he's having intercourse, full-on intercourse. Woo, we got a girl. And then semen retention can't happen anymore, right? Right? You should check out the Stop Gaming subreddit. It's full of guys like this, but with gaming. They treat a game of Mario like a hit of heroin. That would be fun. So he is trying to be the most boring person in the world. Right? He's like, I don't masturbate, don't have sex, don't drink, don't do drugs. I just pray.
I've built up so much sexual energy.
He built up so much sexual energy, and then when him and that woman had sex, it ended up being like that wave on his back wall there. So now he's back on to semen retention.
That 1 release, 2 releases, if they're given the, if they're spaced apart enough, doesn't really hit my energy levels that much. But anyways, guys, I'm just blabbering at this point. Hope you all
You've been pretty much blabbering this whole time.
have a great day. Like the video, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Expect more videos soon.
Yay!
At least 1, maybe 2 next.
Yay, he's gonna do more videos soon. I love it. I love it. So that's Big Nick Energy, and he is the newest quote unquote bigger, if you will, NoFap inspiration, motivation. I guess it really works for the ladies. They take one look at him and they no longer want to fap. So I'm sure everyone right now is wondering, what the fuck is NoFap, right? No, you probably already know if you're here and you've been here this long. But I thought it would be fun if we really did take a little look into it. Because when you fap, lots of problems can occur.
Wow, it's so dark in here. I guess I just keep swimming. Oh, there we go. I go out this way. All right, let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm finally free. I'm so going to be the first one to find the egg. I have dreamed about this day. I can't wait. I can't wait. Let's go. Let's go. Where is it? I have dreamed about how amazing this would be. I can't wait. Can't wait to find the egg. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Right there. Oh my God. Abort. Ah, it's a fap. Oh no.
You want to see it? Huh? You want to see your kid?
I can see it from here. Thanks, yeah.
Dude, take a closer look. It's your kid.
No, come on.
No, come on. You gotta take a
Johnny,
closer
no,
look.
that's close enough, Johnny.
He's beautiful.
Yeah,
Come
I'll
on.
trade you. Cash.
What the? Oh, shit.
Oh, God.
Fuck, dude. That's somebody's kid.
Well, it's not my fault, A-Rod. You were supposed to catch it. We're going to scoop one into the other. Oh, my God.
Oh my God!
Jesus.
God! Blinking it in! Get the fuck out of me! Oh my God, it's in my fucking mouth!
Wait, hang on. I got to post this on Facebook.
No!
Hashtag Grr Mondays.
Hashtag Grr Mondays. So I bet you guys didn't realize that this is actually a full-on movement with a website and everything. As you see, their slogan, if you will, is "Get a new grip on life," and that's trademarked because everyone's gonna want to steal that. It says NoFap, trademarked again because other people are gonna want to call themselves NoFap, is a secular, community-centered sexual health platform. Designed to help you overcome porn addiction, porn overuse, and compulsive sexual behavior. We're here to help you quit or reduce porn use, improve your relationships, and reach your sexual health goals. They even have a full newsletter. Okay. And then they have as seen on all these places. I believe all these places have pretty much spoken out against it. So I'm not really sure what they're talking about. But it says, we are not anti-porn. We're anti-porn addiction. And then there's literally an entire blog area. It's fucking hilarious. They have a support group. They have a visit the forums, which we're going to be doing in a moment. I've picked some amazing forum stuff to go through because they have porn addiction basics, weekly support calls. So if you need to talk to someone about how not to masturbate, you can do that. Again, the forums and a whole about section. This is an entire movement. They have books and everything. This is not just a few incels in their basement, in their living room going, yo, let's not fap. I hate Mondays too. I don't know if I need a book to tell me not to touch myself. When I'm all alone, I don't touch myself. Right? I don't know. Yes, it is actually. That's what it is. Why is their language so sexually charged? It's funny you say that because you are right. You would think that if this was a movement that was all about porn addiction and recovery, that type of language would be triggering. But apparently it's not, and they love to use it. Man, I'm super trash, but hey, I didn't fat. Woo! Good job, Galdi. Let's see if you can go one full day. If you're trying not to do something, why would you surround yourself with people talking about that thing you're trying to keep your mind off of? Well, here's the thing, is that technically a support group setting could be very good if you're like giving up alcohol. I'm a recovered addict since 2013, for example. I used to do some group counseling around that. I used to do group counseling with my mental health and that kind of thing. So if you're doing like group counseling and you're just meeting to like get support, that's one thing, right? But what these guys do is they seem to like live and breathe it and help it like take over their whole identity. And that's when it's an issue. Like, I'll mention that I'm a recovered addict, but that's like one of the last things that I want to tell people about myself, right? These people, it's like, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Big Nick Energy of NoFap. And then, yeah, they just sit on forums all day talking about it. And a lot of the time, the conversation is very bizarre. It's not just around like prevention, recovery. It's just like very strange. It can get really crazy on the forums, as we'll see as we go along. Get hooked on sobriety. Sobriety is the real rush. That's right. So I thought it would be fun because, you know, if we're going to learn about NoFap, we have to really dive deep into what NoFap is, as I have promised to do when I did my Monty video. Like I said, it's like we're going to be diving into this. So I figured the best way to do that is if we actually go and hear directly from this lovely website. The About section says, what is NoFap? So let's read through and find out, guys. What is NoFap? What is the NoFap movement? It should be a lot of fun to figure it out. All right. Sorry. I was trying to fix it so we could all read it together because I'm sure you guys don't want to miss one freaking word of this, do you? No, you do not. No, you don't. So let's get right into the nitty gritty of what this all is. Because the one thing that's driving me nuts about this is that they claim to be about recovery. And as someone that has done recovery before, someone that has led recovery groups before as a social service worker, I'm looking at this whole thing just kind of like, yeah, this isn't really going to help anyone, which we'll also get into at the end about how this is actually not that great for you. So, what is NoFap? We all have that question. NoFap is a comprehensive community-based porn recovery website. We offer all the tools our users need to connect with a supportive community of individuals determined to quit porn use and free themselves from compulsive sexual behaviors. So you would think this is more for people that are sex addicts, which, believe it or not, I also have experience in. With our website, forums, articles, and apps, NoFap helps our users overcome their sexual addictions so they can heal from porn-induced sexual dysfunction, improve their relationships, and ultimately live their most fulfilling lives. Funny story, when I quit methadone, my next addiction that I picked up was sex. I did not join this movement, however. We refer to the process of recovering from porn addiction as, quote-unquote, rebooting. Sounds like you're like a fucking computer system. Research has shown, now listen to this, right? Because this is the part where they start just like kind of making up stuff, right? Do these guys know you can fap without porn? Well, see, that's the funny thing is that it's not just about no fapping. A lot of them also do like no sex with women at all. So it's like just no release of the semen, if you will. Some of them do what's called edging. If you watch my Monty video, we read through some of his blogs and he talked about edging, which is when you basically like masturbate until you're going to release, if you will, and then you stop right before you release. And it's supposed to help you last longer in bed, they claim. But this is where we get into them talking about research. And again, we're going to talk about their so-called research. And we're going to dive deeper into it in future. Because I think it's something I'm having fun with the pseudoscience behind this. Because they say research has shown that heavy porn use can change the neural pathways of the brain, causing addiction, hormonal changes, and sexual dysfunction. The rebooting process is intended to restore these neural pathways to factory settings, so to speak. Again, they're treating people like computers. Rebooting is a personal process with no single correct approach. We challenge our users to abstain from pornography, masturbation, or even sex altogether for a period of time. Like I said, it's not just like no porn. No, it's no touchy down there at all for some. Rebooting the brain by abstaining from these behaviors has freed many users from porn addiction and porn-induced sexual dysfunction, which, if you don't know, means that there's two ways that you can have porn-induced sexual dysfunction. So one of the ways is that you could watch so much porn, then masturbate so much that you actually can't get it up anymore. And a lot of people can actually injure themselves doing that. That's true. The other way that you can get what they kind of call porn-induced sexual dysfunction is when you watch so much porn to get off that you actually cannot get off without porn. So it's like, in order to have sex, some people actually do get addicted to it. And in which case you would tell them to abstain from watching pornography, but you would also want them to explore getting off without it eventually. So they never really talk about those parts. It just seems to be all about abstaining from these behaviors. It never seems to be about how to go back to doing them in a healthy way. And that's kind of the funny thing about this. That's what I mean. This seems to be more of a club of people that are just getting together to not fap than it actually is helpful information. Because technically, you would want to then also teach people how to have sex without porn and how to get off in a fun, safe way and that kind of thing. And they just don't do that part. That's my problem with this thing. There's a whole piece of this recovery missing. So they're all about the fact that you just can't do it. Just no masturbation, no sex, no porn, and then that's supposed to help you. And like I said, it really doesn't. As someone that's done recoveries before, there's always a point in the recovery where it's like, okay, now how do you get back to life, right? With these new skills and whatnot, and then live a healthy, happy life. So technically here it would be like, how do you now get into being able to masturbate and have sex in a healthy, happy way without it leading to an addiction, right? They just don't do that part. It just stops at, let's just not do this thing at all. I know, Galdi, you're going to be saying what the a lot, right? Yeah, they seem to apply the addicts can't indulge at all philosophy, but to a normal bodily function instead of a poison. And see, that's the other thing is on masturbation and sex, or even on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it is considered to be a basic human need that needs to be met in life in order for you to have a fulfilling and happy life. Which is why I say it's funny that they're all about abstaining, but then, like I said, they don't seem to talk about how to get back to being able to do those things. There's nothing wrong with fapping. There's nothing wrong with having sex. Hell, there's nothing wrong with watching pornography. You want to go watch some porn? Go watch some porn. Me and the hubby like lesbian porn. I'm bi, so I don't mind watching some girls getting it on screen when I'm having sex, okay? It can be hot. There's nothing wrong with that. You can do all of that in a healthy, happy, fun way, like I said. These people, like I said, they never give the advice on how to do that part. So it's like just a NoFap club, you know? Is there a no poop movement? Because we check out the urine drinking one, and we're doing that again on Friday. I'm going to hurt all of your heads on Friday with that, right? I'm so sick of pooping. I'm over it. We live in 2022. They still make us poop. Damn it. They should have a device that just sucks the poop. We need a poop succubus. That's the problem here. Take all the sex succubuses that are bothering Big Nick energy and make them poop suck. Okay, I'm done. Then they go on to say, we provide our members tools they can use to give themselves the best possible chance at rebooting. Our community forum is an active medium of peer-to-peer support, which again is a little bit strange because it's not a peer-to-peer support in like a healthy relationship type way. It's like peer-to-peer support in terms of how not to fap. It's bizarre. Well, reboot challenges. So you have actual challenges. You have competitions. Excuse me, which again, competing in this is something that you wouldn't do for like recovery. Like NA and AA don't have like competitions to see who can not drink or do drugs longest. You know what I mean? Like it's just not a good idea. And events. So they have like meetups, you know, like the Flat Earth has conventions. I guess NoFap also has conventions. Lovely. And that's all to motivate their members by gamifying the rebooting process. Gamifying. Yep. Awesome. That's what we need. Let's turn recovery into a game. New videos, podcasts, and blog posts are regularly added to a growing catalog of content created to inspire and inform, which then brings us to Big Nick Energy must have read this and been like, I want to be one of the people that do those videos. Yeah, that's right. Says NoFap's forum provides several opportunities for our users to engage with the community. The only place where you would want to talk to other dudes about your fapping and your downstairs. Like, just so weird. I don't think guys get together. Like, us girls don't get together and talk about masturbating. I'm saying, like, might come up in a conversation with your girlfriends, but it's not like I don't think guys usually get together and talk about these things. So it's just weird to have a whole forum dedicated to it, in my opinion. A little bit strange. Our users can journal their progress. Those journals would be hella fun to read, right? Ask questions of NoFap's experts, because apparently there are now NoFap experts. And that's the thing, is that they're not like sexual education experts. They're not sexual health experts. They're not nurses and doctors. They aren't like recovery advocates or anything like that. No. They're NoFap experts, and even pair up with accountability partners who will be valuable teammates when participating in NoFap's challenges. So we have teams for these challenge. Then it says, join our community and get a new grip on life with NoFap, which is just funny. Then they literally go on to say, beyond the website, NoFap provides tools to help ensure our users succeed. Succeed at NoFap today. These include a web app providing instant motivation on demand, because you would need that on demand. I mean, they got porn on demand, so better have NoFap on demand, as well as smartphone apps for counting successful days. Oh yeah, dudes, they have full-on apps about this, providing emergency motivation. Imagine like sitting there and you're like, oh my God, yo, bro, listen, I'm gonna fap. Like, I can't do this anymore. I need my release. I need you to talk to me and talk me out of it. It would just be so weird. The sponsoring in this must be so bizarre. So bizarre. This will be the most important use of teleportation technology. Yes, the NoFap convention. Gamifying, like turning every event into a dopamine release. Good job, addicts. Exactly. See? And that's why I'm like, this is not a recovery place. They do everything wrong. If you were coming here for recovery, like, it's just not the place to go. But yeah, emergency motivation to not fap. And then you also can engage with the forum, of course. They say we have developers working on other solutions, including chat rooms. This is so weird. And an expanding library of smartphone apps. And again, like, I'm sure that there's support groups for sex addiction, but they would be more on the recovery, not so much on like doing games. But yeah, they have our emergency motivation web app. Try it now. Like, it's a real thing. Like, available on the Google Play. Beyond the scope of providing tools and support to our members. Oh, yay, there's more. NoFap raises awareness among the general community regarding the harmful effects porn can have on sexual health, relationships, and society by conducting polls, posting new scientific findings, and engaging with the media. But you'll notice it's all very biased. What NoFap is not! Over the years, we've noticed several common misconceptions about NoFap continue to circulate. We'd like to take the opportunity to address them here. NoFap is neither a verb nor a principle. It's the name of an organization and its associated website tools and services. NoFap was originally founded on June 20th of 2011 as a forum on the social media platform Reddit. Of course it came from Reddit. And has since grown to become much more. We coined our name NoFap from the term fap, which originated in Magna Comics as I can't read that fucking word, as a representation the sound of masturbation. Does that sound like fap? I guess so. I don't know. I'm just clapping though, so maybe I would have to masturbate with a peen in order to get the actual sound. NoFap is a label for a website and organization that helps people quit porn used through education and support. It's all about quitting porn. Our users have the freedom to choose how they reboot. Oh, geez, thanks. Imagine if they were like, listen, this is how you have to do it. Rah! That's like, I'm glad they don't do that. Many stop masturbating for a period of time while others do not. They just come here to hang out. It's like, okay. To claim that all of NoFap's users no longer masturbate is an inaccurate characterization of our website. Oh. Okay. NoFap is a name that evokes our origins, but does not truly encapsulate our entire mission. All right. NoFap is not a movement. It's just a website. So again, they keep saying this, but it appears to be a movement because there are all these people talking about it, how it's a movement, how you need inspiration, how we need more people to be a part of it. So I don't know. I'm just saying. Onomatopoeia. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Say that better, damn it. So they say some have mistaken NoFap as a movement, but participants in a movement rally behind a common political, social, or moral ideal. Okay. The fact is, NoFap's users come here to improve themselves, not to improve the whole world. You should tell Big Nick Energy that. He thinks he's inspiring everyone. Far from being a single-minded movement, our users are a diverse group who find common ground in only one thing, not fapping. They believe abstaining from individually elected sexual behaviors for a period of time will improve their lives. And why do they think that? Because you have a whole movement around it. I mean, get any more specific than that, and you'll find there aren't many things our users can agree on. Users set their own reboot goals. NoFap is here to help them succeed. NoFap is not a religious website. Remember I told you guys that they get like very upset over this whole religious thing, and it's funny because like half the people or more that I find are all about God or spirituality in some way. Here it is. NoFap approaches the matter of porn addiction from a secular, science-based viewpoint. We do not take a stance on the morality of pornography use or masturbation. We think there is a growing body of both scientific and anecdotal evidence that pornography can be addictive and harm many users. My speech impediment loves me today. We rely on that evidence to form our opinions rather than on religious scripture or doctrine. NoFap's founder is openly non-religious or atheist. He also has no soul. Others associated with the organizations come from a wide variety of backgrounds and beliefs, and we encourage our users to practice spirituality to quit porn if they find it helpful. So once again, they're not about religion, but they do encourage users to practice spirituality to quit porn. I mean, okay. We recognize that we will help the most people by turning no one away based on their religious faith or lack thereof, which is fine, but just because your group doesn't all have the same religious faith, and just because they don't all believe in the same things politically, doesn't mean that it's not a movement. See what they did there? It's very, it's a nothing, okay? They didn't prove anything with that. If anything, they prove that they do have a connection to spirituality, which is fucking hilarious to me that they actually proved that, if anything. NoFap is not an anti-masturbation website. Really? Because you could have fucking fooled me, damn it. All right. A clear majority of NoFap's users and administrators alike agree that there's nothing inherently wrong with masturbation. Okay. A small number of users may believe otherwise, perhaps due to their moral principles, or their religious principles apparently, but find NoFap's broad-minded approach works better for them than the moralistic focus of chastity websites that dot the internet. And there's a bunch of NoFap people that talk about chastity. We'll get into them in future, don't you worry. NoFap does not encourage lifelong abstinence from masturbation or sexual behavior. It kind of does, though. At least the people that speak out for this apparent movement do. Rather, we encourage our users to abstain for a period of time for the duration of their reboots, typically around 90 days. We do not encourage it lifelong, just for 90 days, okay? Will some abstain for longer periods of time, even for life, even though we don't encourage it? Most of our users then return to masturbation, having freed themselves of the need to use pornography. Our users choose what is healthiest for them and best serves their goals, which again makes me go, okay, but then it's not really a recovery program. It is more of a movement, because in a recovery program, or if this was all about sex addiction or like sexual health, for example, you would have like a way to go about it. You know, there would be like steps. There would be like, this is the healthiest way here. Please do it like this. And instead they're like, just come here and hang out, but do it however you want. It's bizarre. Imagine if at like NA or AA, they were like, yeah, no, we don't have 12 steps or anything. You just come and do it however you want. Like it wouldn't work. None of that ever works for recovery. That's why. Right, Brucey? So here it says, NoFap does not support legislation to restrict the creation or consumption of pornography. So it's kind of funny, because here we go into the McLean magazine interview. So it's great. In an interview with McLean's magazine, NoFap's founder described himself as a bit of an internet freedom zealot who thinks the dangerous effects of porn are best dealt with in sex ed class and not through government regulation. So he started a whole movement to tell people not to fap. NoFap believes that the solution to porn addiction comes from education rather than legislation. We believe in an individual's right to make his or her own decisions. We empower those individuals who choose to quit porn with the resources they need to follow through on that choice. In other words, they don't think that we should like ban porn, like the government shouldn't come out here and ban porn, because even though they think that men out there are just like fapping morons who can't contain themselves, most of them, they think that people can self-regulate when it comes to porn, I guess, on the internet. See how this shit contradicts? NoFap is not a sex-negative website. We just tell people not to have sex. In fact, we believe that quitting porn is one of the most sex-positive choices a person can make. NoFap doesn't argue that individuals should abstain from sex or masturbation altogether for the rest of their lives, nor do we argue that individuals should save themselves for marriage we might recommend that our users abstain from sex in the limited duration of their reboot. However, we ultimately want people to enjoy sex. We argue that heavy porn use makes real sex less enjoyable by desensitizing the brain's reward system, which has consequences on sexual performance and intimacy. Most users return to sex soon after their reboots, only to report vastly improved sex lives. So again, for them, the answer to sex addiction and all of this stuff is to abstain from masturbation or sex for a number of days and then return to it. And then you should just be fixed. NoFap's community is not homogeneous. There are members of NoFap of all genders, races, backgrounds, and beliefs. Several media outlets have typecasted our users as being American males in their 20s. And that's because, like, I mean, come on, you guys all saw Big Nick energy there. Being pro-sex ed when half of your adherents are fundamentalist Christians seems a bit odd. Exactly. See, and that's what I mean. Like, they say this on the website, but then when you go and you look up the people that are a part of this, you see something else, right? That's kind of my point. It's a bit weird. It's a bit weird. And that's what I mean here is that, like, people keep saying that it's mainly American males in their 20s because, like, look at Big Nick Energy. He's in his 20s, American male, right? And then you have people like Monty, who was doing this in his 20s, American male. Like, almost everyone you look up tends to be in their 20s. If they're older, they've been doing it since their 20s. I'm just saying. And then they go on to say that it's a big, well, this might be a large portion of NoFap's user base. We're happy that our forums include voices from all over the world, from many different age groups, and include the perspectives of various sexual orientations and genders. And yes, they translate this into, like, almost all the languages, by the way. With more voices, our community only becomes stronger and more supportive, and that means a better chance at success for all our users. So they're not a movement, but it's a community. So this is what I mean. Like, they claim that they're about sex recovery, like sex addiction recovery, porn recovery, and that it's not like a so-called movement, but they don't do much in terms of recovery. And it seems to be like more of a movement, which again is just something that I don't really understand how that can be. It's like this website is a front with political correct liberal messaging. Maybe it could be. That could be it. I mean, you know, sperm's dangerous. I guess we got to stay away from it.
What are you playing? Sperm.
You better get them.
All right. So, I have 20 ways to suck at quitting porn, which I thought would be a really fun one to read through. Like, they're trying to phrase things in ways that will convince the average normie they aren't crazy right-wingers. Exactly, they are. Or that they're not, like, against having sex or masturbation. It's just all about the, like, porn addiction or the sex addiction. But then, like I said, not a lot of sexual health on there, not a lot of recovery stuff. It's all just, like, ways that you could quit porn, ways to not fap, and then a lot of really weird stuff, which, like I said, we are going to be diving into this in future. This is just another intro stream, if you will, on I'm going to be finding all kinds of people that are into this. All kinds. But I do have to use the little girl's room. So while I do that, I'm going to play part of the NoFap song. And then when I return, we are going to read through 20 ways to suck at quitting porn. Because, man, this looks like a hilarious read, and I thought it would be really funny to read through. And then we're going to talk about why NoFap appears to oppose science, because I think that that's an important conversation to have, And like I said, we're going to be diving into this and explaining it all. And I'm probably going to do a good handful of streams, and we're going to talk about some more people that are in this movement higher up and whatnot. But, you know, this just seems like a fun stream to do. And I think today we need to laugh a little bit at the ways to suck at quitting porn, because I feel like these guys already suck at quitting these things. But again, maybe that's just me. So please watch this NoFap song while I use the little girl's room. And then, because I've been streaming for 2 hours and I have the bladder of a mother. And then we will get right into 20 ways to suck at quitting porn and why NoFap also sucks.
Hell no, I won't fap today. I had a few urges to pass my way. I took a cold shower, it gave me back my power to stay. Hell no, I won't fap today. Waste all my energy and waste away, that's an old mistake. Learn from the past and say hell no. Flatlining and I feel like shit. I'm looking down but I see no dick. Not safe for work so I click X quick. Go uh-oh. I stay distracted, work hard for satisfaction. Rewire my brain for real love and real passion. Deleting folders and photos, cause it's a new day. Eyes open, live life in a new way. I used to relapse, but now I'm just laughing. I used to laze about, but now I make it happen. I'm a man of my word, a man of action, uh-oh. So, hell no, I won't fap today. I had a few urges to pass my way. I took a cold shower, it gave me back my power to stay, yeah. Hell no,
Yo, what is up, my friends? Yo, what is up, friends? My name is Nick. Yo, what is up, my friends? What is up, my friends? What is up, my friends? Yo, my name is Nick. What is up, my friends? Yo, what is up, my friends? Yo, my name is Nick. Yo.
Yes, let's go. Sorry, I had to, go fap. So without further ado, let's get into 20 ways to suck at quitting porn, which again, that language again, just throwing that out there, all right? As you see, it's from the NoFap blog, and we have this guy, he just looks so upset. He's like, damn it, I didn't quit porn properly. Facepalm. Ouch, that hurt. So 20 ways to suck at quitting porn, which is apparently like the main reason why NoFap exists, right? It says, at NoFap, we often discuss how to quit porn. Yeah, we know. Thank you. In this short article, we will give you 20 ways to not quit porn. So this is how you fail at quitting porn, all right? Write this down, Galdi. Number 1, have an all or nothing mentality. We don't want that. This attitude can blind you from the progress that you're making. A reduction of problematic behavior instead of full elimination is still progress. Going from 7 porn sessions per day down to twice per week is a huge accomplishment, even if you aren't yet reaching your goal of living life completely porn-free. Everybody has to start somewhere. Your favorite sports star wasn't simply born... Like, why are we bringing Mr. Brady into this, okay? Tom Brady doesn't need to be brought into this right now. He wasn't simply born with those abilities. They also had to train for years to get to where they are today. What, cheating? It is the same thing for recovering porn addicts. It often takes months or even years of consistent work and improvement to kick the habit fully. Don't let slip-ups turn into give-ups. There we go. There's a catchphrase. Write that one down, Galdi. Don't let slip-ups turn into give-ups. Keep on moving forward and avoid getting so upset that you completely abandon your recovery goals. You don't want to do that, okay? Number 2, think that quitting porn will fix everything in your life. Again, we need to like get Big Nick energy here to come read this part. Yes, overcoming porn addiction or problematic porn use has many potential standalone benefits, but many of the benefits you can experience are likely due to you living your life more fully. For example, quitting porn doesn't directly result in better fitness. It's up to you to spend your extra time and energy pursuing healthier habits such as exercise. Like you need something in order to get that masturbation muscle to not disappear on you. Quitting porn doesn't make you superhuman, but can help you regain the natural capabilities you were born with. Yay! So see, it doesn't make you superhuman. All right, Nick. So there aren't any high energies. Not whacking it, just like being a top athlete. Yes, don't whack it today and you can be like Tom Brady. Get all the women. And it will help you regain the natural capabilities you were born with. Apparently being a quarterback. You know? That's a thing. But yeah, that makes me laugh. I love this. Number 3. Continuing to watch porn if you're recovering from porn addiction. I mean, yeah, that is counterproductive, don't you think? I thought this one was a given, but apparently we need a whole paragraph on it. If you're a recovering porn addict, you almost certainly shouldn't be using porn. For some reason, we get many messages from people asking us whether or not watching porn counts, just so long that they aren't finishing to it. Yes, it still counts, even if you're not masturbating to orgasm. If you're watching porn, you could still be conditioning your brain to porn rather than a sexual partner. So yeah, these guys seem to think that like everybody watches porn and it replaces their sexual partner. Like I said, there is such a thing as porn addiction. You can do that, but that's not what, like, watching porn doesn't automatically lead to that, right? You would have to watch a lot of fucking porn for that to happen. Not trying to improve yourself, okay? Write that one too, Galdi. You gotta be trying to improve yourself. Shh. Don't tell them that, Brucey. Shh. You want them to rewrite it all? It does. That's why this is so funny. It's great. Not trying to improve yourself. A sedentary and unengaging lifestyle creates an environment where problematic porn use can thrive. Like, okay. It's like everyone's just sitting around bored in their houses, right? And they're like, I have nothing to do. What am I going to do with my day? I know. I'm just going to watch porn all day and fap. And like, that's how they think everyone's living. You want to live a life that is so fulfilling with a schedule so full that there's no room for compulsive porn use to leach its way back in. All right? You don't want compulsive porn use to be a succubus. That would be awful. Number 5. Remember, there's 20 of these. Oh, no, don't scroll past. There we go. Number 5. Not taking quitting porn seriously enough. It's a very serious business, quitting porn, okay? And even though it's not a movement, you need to take it very seriously. Shh. Brucey. Shh. They don't know that they're incels. That's part of the problem. Recovering from porn addiction is far more than a 1-month quote-unquote challenge, and recovery is certainly not a quote-unquote quit overnight with these 10 easy tricks. But here's 20 ways that you don't quit, I guess. Snake oil scheme. It's not an MLM. That's the good news. Is that it's not an MLM, and they do not tell you to rub essential oils on your snake. Fully recovering from a severe porn addiction could be the most challenging thing you've ever done. I mean, it could for a lot of people. Quitting any addiction is extremely challenging. I mean, me getting off of opiates was one of the most challenging things I've ever done. And I don't want to make light of that. People who actually go and quit a porn addiction or a sex addiction, deserve to be told that they've done a fabulous job. It's just this is not the way to go about doing it. And if anything, this whole website and movement goes against the recovery of that. We've had multiple people with histories of other compulsive behaviors reach out to us to tell us that quitting porn was harder for them than quitting alcohol, smoking, or even hard drugs. Again, that's subjective to the person. If you've never really done hard drugs, or you weren't that addicted to it, or you only smoked for a month when you quit or something, you know. But all addictions are hard. Despite how challenging quitting porn might be for some people, it is possible. Thousands of people have done it before, and you can too. Just join this website today. We're not a snake oil scheme, we promise. So this one's funny to me. And again, as Brucey pointed out, like the language, right, of this is kind of funny. Thank you. I have been sober from opiates since 2013, and I was on methadone for almost 3 years to get there. And I got addicted because I had a doctor prescribe it to me when I was in high school. And that was before they knew that they were addicting. And they used to just hand them out like candy to everybody. And I got an injury from wrestling. Damn it. So that's why. Anyway, beating yourself up over slip-ups. Again, with the language. I'm just saying. From our observations, many porn addicts try to quit porn dozens to hundreds of times before finally making significant progress towards kicking the habit for good. See, here's the thing. Dozens to hundreds of times. That's what I mean. That's a lot. All right. The average amount of times that someone tries to quit smoking before they quit is 7. Just to give you an idea. People for like a dozen is like heroin. So like, this is what I mean. Like, if this website literally has dozens to hundreds of tries of people trying to quit, like, does that not tell you that maybe you're not doing it properly? Maybe you should change some things. It's taken them a lot, you know? I'm just saying. It's very strange that they have dozens to hundreds of times before finally making significant progress towards kicking the habit, not even actually kicking the habit for good, right? So that's worrisome to me. That tells me that it's not doing what it claims that it wants to do for people, and that's not good. This is like a grift. Most importantly, you have 2 options. Let a slip up or relapse set you back even further than needed with toxic shame, or use a slip up as a learning experience. Forgive yourself and continue forward with a new resolve to pursue self-improvement. Now, here's my thing. If you guys are at all familiar with the 12 steps of the recovery, 12 steps, right, for like NA, AA, the likes, you would know that the last and final step is relapse. Why? Because it is almost guaranteed that you're going to have at least 1 or 2 relapse, because after you quit doing the thing and you go back out into the real world, you might be met with a situation that you did not plan for example, and then you might relapse. And in real recovery, they do teach you not to like be shameful of it, not to be hard on yourself, but then to look at it as a learning experience, and then to kind of be like, okay, how could I have handled this differently and not use that kind of thing? They're kind of trying to do that here. Although, like I said, the issue here is with them trying to do that here, there is nobody like holding these people fully accountable, right? There is nobody guiding them on how to do all of this stuff really properly. So it's just a bunch of people in forums just all kind of guessing and giving each other random advice on how to go through with all of this. And it's not like they get real advice on real relapses and how to do better and how to actually fully recover. And again, that's my issue here. Focusing too much on motivation. Again, Nick, you need to come read this, because that seems to be like the main thing that Nick focuses on. Before they knew. So it says, In reality, people aren't always motivated, which certainly holds true for recovering porn addicts. You probably aren't always going to feel motivated to stick to your porn-free goals. You have to learn to stay porn-free, even when you aren't feeling motivated to do so. And then you could go watch Big Nick Energy. While your brain might be screaming at you to use more porn, recovery is a calculated decision to quit, because the cons of continued problematic porn use outweigh the short-lived benefits that it brought to your life. And I mean, that could be true, but it's kind of like a lot of these people would need a lot to stay motivated, okay? Number 8, being too focused on recovery, okay? The funny thing is that should be your main focus. But whatever. If you are always focusing on recovery, you are always thinking about recovery. So here, join this forum where all we do is talk about this, and this movement where we all just hang out and talk about this. If you are always thinking about recovery, you are always thinking about porn. The focus should primarily be on building a new life of positive habits that keep your mind off of porn and on your family, friends, romantic partner, or dating life, career goals, or whatever else you may be interested in and care about, which again, that is recovery. See, like, they're not even really sure what recovery means. That would be recovery. What can you define what recovery is to you? Is that just not fapping? Because recovery to most of us means that you've stopped the bad behavior and now you are focusing on all of those new extra things in your life. But I don't know. Again, maybe that's just me. Number 9, not learning the basics of recovery and how addiction works in the brain. Oh, really? It's funny that they should say that. Wow. Hello, Alps. Whacking it is pretty much the only arm workout I get these days. I know. They want you to quit it. They're like, we want Alps to have no arm workouts, just all legs, all day. So again, this is my biggest issue right here, is that they didn't learn. Lord help me, I'm going to have an aneurysm. Right? Like, this is my issue with this so-called recovery group. Because if they don't want to be seen as a movement, right, and they call themselves a community, but they don't want to just be seen as like a community forum and a website, even though they say we're just a website, blah, blah, blah. They come on here and then they're like, we're about recovery and stopping addictions, but they don't know the basics themselves. And they don't do anything to actually help these people with the basics. So that's my whole issue. And then they say, NoFap published an easy guide that runs through the basics of how porn addiction develops and how the recovery process works. Don't worry, in the next one, we will be reading through that. Seriously, knowing the mechanics of why our brains get hooked on sexual media is tremendously helpful in recovery. It is. If you learn the science, you will have an explanation for why you experience certain things and always know that recovery is possible. I mean, that is true, but once again, they need to know the science, and don't worry, in the next one, we're going to go through all of that because that's a fun read. Number 10, we are only halfway through this. They actually do have 20 reasons or 20 ways that you can fuck up quitting masturbation and porn here. Number 10 is listening too much to strangers on the internet. Okay, cool. We cringe at some of the misinformation and pseudoscience floating around about porn addiction. You don't say, because a lot of us would consider NoFap to be a pseudoscience floating around about porn addiction. Damn it! If you actually internalize point 8, you will never want to read about this subject. It's true, right? If I quit, worldwide porn consumption would probably drop by at least 0.5%. Yeah, it would drop like 20% if I quit. I'm just saying, okay? And so this is hilarious to me because I guess I would be one of these strangers on the internet that you shouldn't listen to about this pseudoscience. If you read something on a random message board, please don't just assume that it's a fact. But again, they use their forum, their message board, as the place to go to get facts, to get information, to get advice and help. So it's like, and they don't like actually moderate it. that well. And this is like, I'm going to show you guys that in future. So it's funny to me that this is their whole thing. There is some advice circulating around that might be genuinely harmful to recovery, and it's their whole website at NoFap. Now they're like using it like it's a business name. Here at NoFap, we strongly believe, like, okay. At NoFap, we do our best to consult with real clinical and scientific experts and ensure that our messages are evidence supported. Bias research, got it. Do your own research and learn the basics of the addiction brain science, which does not only explain this, just saying, and you'll be able to spot and even help to correct some of the misinformation that's out there yourself. Yay, everyone get online and correct the NoFap misinformation. Number 11, not developing new ways to cope with stress and emotions. Now, see, this would be a good thing if they had a whole area dedicated to this, but they don't. Many porn addicts rely on pornography as an emotional crutch to get through the day. You'll likely need to find replacement activities. If you fail to develop skills to combat other issues in your life, you might fall on your butt. Don't want that. Whenever you are hit a problem that quitting porn can't solve. Hit with a problem. Jesus Christ, edit this damn thing. But again, they're bringing up butts. Like someone's going to read this and end up fapping. Number 12, not taking care of yourself. But they mean like, they don't want you to take care of yourself sexually. They mean like, go shower and shit, all right? Brush your teeth and that brush your damn hair, that shit. Maybe you are already doing this. And if so, great. I hope most of us adults are, just saying. But many addicts neglect their personal health, including not getting enough sleep, not eating well, not exercising, and living high-stress lifestyles. Recovery is a great time to start taking some steps towards living a healthier life. Again, do they have a whole forum dedicated to ways you can do that? No. So thanks for the help, guys. Number 13, my lucky number 13. Not relaxing enough. But what if you relax so much? All right. Woo! I will. I'll go fap after this. What if you relax so much that you end up fapping? Like, what if that's when you fap the most? And then you're supposed to stay busy, and then you're also supposed to not relax enough, I guess. Some people strive a bit too hard for self-improvement during recovery at the detriment of their wellness. Eventually they often. Really? Eventually they often? For fuck's sakes. Eventually they often burn out and slip back into old habits. The goal should be a sustainable recovery. Give yourself some time to relax. Not taking care of yourself and being overloaded, especially with semen, leads to feeling stressed out and unhealthy, which can easily lead right back to your old problematic porn habits. Like, okay. Being too reliant on other people, so we created a whole group that depends on a forum to keep you going. Ultimately, you are the person who needs to quit porn. I just want to know, like, how this would work. You know what I mean? Like, how are you relying on other people with your porn addiction? Says your romantic partner can't quit porn for you, nor can your fellow NoFap community members or a therapist. But I strongly recommend, if you have an addiction, please go to a therapist instead of this website. The same even goes for blocker software. You have to be the one who blocks porn out of your life. Ultimately, you are the decision maker. You are the one who has to stick to your goals. Show up to therapy sessions, participate in accountability relationships, and go through the porn quitting journey. But here's the thing, like, if you're with a romantic partner who's like all about porn, and then you're all of a sudden like, I want to quit, I mean, they would probably have to quit with you. Right? Like I said, if me and the hubby like to watch lesbo porn, and then all of a sudden he's like, I'm joining the NoFap movement, then I'm going to have to also be okay with giving up my lesbian porn. I can't be like, okay, babe, but when we have sex, I'm just going to put it on in the background. Okay. You'll be okay. Like if he has a sex addiction, so I don't know. I'm just saying I got to help give better advice with that too. Yeah. Never relax. Otherwise you might fap. Partaking in your recovery in complete secrecy. Go and shout it from the rooftops, everyone. Go and stand up on that roof and say, I am now NoFap. Yeah. Like, okay, please keep it to yourself, please. Addiction thrives in secrecy. Well, that's kind of true. Secrecy is almost a prerequisite for addiction. To escalate, yeah, okay, and then I can read that word just fine mouth, what the fuck? Into addictive behavior, you often have to hide aspects about it and the consequences of it from your family, community, loved ones, friends, and even coworkers. Secrecy can also lead to shame. By telling somebody about your problematic porn use and your decision to quit porn, you'll be adding external accountability to push you towards your sexual health goals. Again, just be careful who you tell, please. Like, don't go up to kids at the playground or something, all right? There's a time and there's a place. Number 16, not getting help if you need it. Whether it is a porn addiction therapist, a good friend, signing up for NoFap, getting an accountability partner, which again in NoFap would be very strange, or joining an accountability group, you might be missing out if you don't get some kind of helping hand during your recovery. Again, I think that they need to put more focus on telling people to go to porn addiction therapists instead. Please, if you do have a porn addiction, there is actual therapy that you could be doing to help that will, and you'll still be able to fap, okay? And have sex and shit, all right? They'll just tell you not to watch the porn, and they'll tell you to explore yourselves in other ways without porn so that you can replace the porn kind of thing. Like, there'll be a whole system. They'll actually have steps for you to do. And it probably won't be like the 12-step program either, by the way. They have different things that they can do for different addictions. Yes, a helping hand, exactly. I know, helping hand. I know, it's true. The language is sus here. But it's like, I just wish that here, instead of them being like, not getting help if you need it, like, I wish they would be like, go get help, please. Right? Because porn addiction therapists do exist. That's a real thing. I would much rather hear that you're going to a psych or a psychologist or a porn addiction therapist, any type of therapy, or even a nurse or a doctor or anything, than going to this website. Please. I think it's dangerous to have something like that out here because just in case this is replacing it. I mean, they could put this on the website all they want, but if they're not like pushing people to do that at all times, right? That's part of my issue with this whole thing. Number 17, thinking that anyone else's journey will be yours too. We get these questions all the time. What happens on day 4? When will my porn-induced erectile dysfunction be cured? How long does it take to quit porn? Yeah, but see, these are the things that like a therapist or a doctor would answer for you. So like I said, please go to a therapist and a doctor instead of being in this forum and writing them questions. They can't answer this for you or give you proper answers. If you actually ask a porn therapist or doctor, they actually could give you real answers to these questions and tell you what to expect and whatnot, instead of you just reading forums and trying to figure this shit out pretty much on your own. These are impossible to answer and only serve to set unrealistic expectations for yourself. Every recovery journey is different. Again, what is the greatest fear, everyone? What is the greatest fear? The fear of the unknown. So how do you help someone that could be fearful to quit doing something or go into recovery? You tell them what to expect. It's completely normal to want to know what to expect, especially through a process like this. You should be able to be like, what happens on day 4? And then they should have a list of symptoms that you could be going through, right? And this is what I mean. An actual doctor or sex therapist has this information for you. So instead of going to this place, go there. Because then you would actually have somewhat of a guide from someone that could tell you what to expect. Because here's the thing, if these guys have actually studied this as much as they claim, they too would be able to tell people all of the things that people have experienced on day 4. You know what I mean? Because there is certain things that your body will go through and that your mind will go through during this recovery process. Just like with drug addiction, just like with alcohol addiction, they can sit you down and be like, yes, this is how it will feel for a few days. These are the things you might experience. So again, I hate how they're just like, every recovery journey is different. Nothing's the same here. You'll never know what to expect. Because again, that can scare people. What if someone with an actual porn addiction or sex addiction comes here to get help, and then the fear of the unknown and these questions not being answered is what makes them go, fuck this, you know? That's the fear that I have. That's my biggest fear here. Number 18 is overcomplicating the recovery process. Again, yeah, that could be a problem, overcomplicating it, which I feel like they're doing when they say things like, every recovery journey is different. We don't know what to expect here. What's going on? Na, 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 na. Like, it's like, really, guys, come on. You're overcomplicating it, but sure. There are now 10,000s of pieces of advice circulating online on how to best overcome porn addiction. This could quickly become overwhelming. So we put it all on a website. Like, really? Keep in mind that quitting porn is as simple as not using porn. It's not, though. Like, that's the funny thing, is that if it was just that simple, then your website would just have a landing page that said, stop using porn. The end, right? And then they're like, there's only one step, but there's not. Again, everything else revolves around that one step, but it doesn't. So if you are feeling overwhelmed to the point that you feel like just giving up, keep that in mind. Again, imagine if for drug addiction, they were like, there's just one step, dude. Stop using the drugs. Like, do you see what I mean? Like, that doesn't work. It's like if they only needed that one step, they wouldn't need the help and the support and whatnot, sir. So it's like, fuck. I mean, yeah, you could try to minimalize it when people are stressed out or they feel overwhelmed, but this isn't the way to go about that. And that's what I mean. This place is just like so badly researched and executed if they are all about helping people during recovery processes, especially for like sex addiction or porn addiction. Then it says being overconfident, because you don't want that. Just because you are doing well on week 1 does not mean it will always feel easy. Yeah, bitch, okay, this is hard. Hard work for hard men. Recovery from porn addiction is not a linear process that gets better and easier every day. At all. Recovery from anything is not a linear process that gets better and easier every day. It has a lot of steps, so I don't know why they're like, there's just one step. You just stop. It's like easy. And then they're like, by the way, it is not a linear process that gets better and easy. Like, okay, contradict yourself. Again, it's usually a twisty, winding road of ups and downs, and you never know what is coming next. Oh my God. Again, fear of the unknown. Even if you feel confident, which is good, the proper mentality is to take recovery day by day because you never know what to expect next. Again, instead of this being called being overconfident, it should have been take recovery day by day. And it could have been written a lot better. But whatever. Maybe that's just me. Number 20. Yeah! Yay! We made it to the end! Yay! Yay! Queen, we made it to the end! Yay! Being underconfident in your ability to quit. Bitch, what? What? Ah! What do you mean? You just told me not to be overconfident. I literally just got... Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Hi, bitch. I think you lost your goddamn mind.
I was just told not to be overconfident. Now I'm being told that I'm being underconfident. You can't win here at NoFap.com, which is actually the website, by the way, NoFap.com. If you want to go check it out, it's fucking hilarious. Great time. Better than Kiwi Farms, I promise. People lived without internet porn for many generations before you were born. How young do you think I am? Jesus Christ! Lord! They had internet porn when I was a child. They're like, the people in this thing are not just 20-year-olds. And then they're like, people had no internet porn for generations before you were born. I'm like, bitch, you would have to pretty much be a teenager for that to be true, okay? Generations. Jesus Christ. Okay, we got it in the fucking late 80s. Stop this. Thousands of people have successfully quit. Because living life without it is entirely possible. Sorry, I forgot that part, I think. If you ever feel like quitting porn is a hopeless endeavor, read the thousands of success stories posted on NoFap. You can quit porn. And don't worry, guys, we'll be reading several of those stories in the future. Don't you worry. They're funny. So that is how to not quit porn. NoFap.com. Again, I guess now we know why this guy is face palming, because he read this article and he's like, what the fuck was that? So why is NoFap not a smart thing to do? Let's just take a moment and talk about that.
What are you playing? Sperm.
You better get them.
Why is NoFap bad? Wait, Beth reads erotic stories? Okay, what is that? Probably next week we will read through the NoFap success stories. But first, before I end this beautiful stream, I would just like to take a moment to talk about what Wikipedia says, because we're just going to be diving deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into this. But what they say is, wrong with the NoFap movement. Because I did go through some of the references and stuff that they used, and I feel like they did a pretty good job of summing it up in a few paragraphs here of why it's like not a great idea. It's not the smart thing to do at all. No, it's not. They have done some research on things like edging, for example. Like, they have proven that you can have sexier sex if you do that. It's very sexy, but it doesn't do anything for your lasting time in that, for example. That tends to, there's so many factors in that. That, is just a fun thing to do. Yeah. See? Love edging. Edging can be a hot thing to do, but it's not something to do to make it so that you last longer or get more testosterone or etc. It can just be hot. It can make the sex more passionate and whatnot. But I wouldn't tell people that if they do it, then they're going to last longer in the sack and all that, because there is not enough scientific evidence. And let's get into that now. So they have this beautiful section that I want to just quickly read through that says research concerning NoFap forums and followers, because I think it's important that you guys realize that there isn't really any scientific based evidence into this. And like I said, we're going to dive deep into it when we read through their whole article where they claim that they're proving the science of it and whatnot. We'll dive deeper into it again, but this is a great little sum up here. NoFap appears to oppose science. You don't say. Their website includes legal warnings that scientists are prohibited from conducting research on them, and they have threatened to sue scientists who do. So this is what I mean. They claim to have research, but it would be all of their own research because of that fact. A 2021 qualitative study found that NoFap's approach to pornography appears to be harmful. Like I'm saying, in terms of the recovery itself and the recovery process, and what I know as someone that has gone through drug recovery, become a social service worker, and then helped other people go through drug recovery. Okay, so I'm very familiar with recovery. I can tell you that just in that aspect alone, without science, it's harmful. It's not a good recovery process at all. Specifically, the scientists studied members of the online NoFap porn-free self-help communities and concluded commitment to abstinence framed by the notions of recovery and relapse was found to be a major factor for maintaining distress. Again, Need I bring up, sex is on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It is a basic need. And when people don't get a release, they can get stressed. Who knew? Another 2021 study concluded with a warning. The mythical articulations that emerge from contestations over concepts like NoFap have the potential to galvanize young men into horrific real-world violence. This later study viewed NoFap as creating self-pitying, self-constructed victims that galvanizes misogyny and racism. In other words, it makes incels. A 2020 study found that while NoFap claimed to be science-based, the more that NoFap followers believe that they should abstain from masturbation, the more they also reported lower trust in science. So, I mean, that makes no sense, right? Social psychologists Taylor and Jackson, who analyzed the content of NoFap forums, concluded in their study that some NoFap participants not only rejected porn, but also radical feminist critiques of pornography. So that's a little weird, right? Right? Because the funny thing is, if you guys are aware, radical feminists don't like porn. Radical feminists are very anti-porn. They're like, oh, porn, is very misogynistic. It teaches men to treat women badly, blah, 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 which I'm sure is true in some senses for sure. So you would think that the NoFap dudes, if anything, would want to go start dating the radical feminists who critique porn. But apparently they don't get along, okay? They also stated that members of NoFap frequently utilized and redeployed familiar hegemonic masculine views, right? So, for example, men as the dominant seekers of pleasure and women as the natural suppliers of this pleasure, in turn reproducing societal expectations of gendered sexual dominance and submission, which kind of sucks because I know some guys like to be submission. Okay? They're like, I want to be a sub. So what then? Another 2020 study stated that the forum represents itself as a source of medical information, which they don't do as much anymore, but you'll still see it, which seems to discourage members from seeking actual medical advice and instead self-diagnosing, which again, that's another issue that I have is that, like, I'm pretty sure NoFap guys are angry 24/7, right? They would be. But like my issue too is like people that go there are just kind of like, I'm sex addict. Maybe you're not a porn addict or a sex addict, maybe you just kind of like the stuff sometimes. Like, what constitutes an addict? This stuff is never explained on this site. And like I said, if you went to a doctor or a therapist, they would actually sit down with you and discuss that with you because there is such thing as healthy use, even with alcohol. They even do it for drugs, believe it or not, where you can use here and there. And then as long as you don't become an addict and you're doing it in a safe manner and whatnot for enjoyment and whatnot, then you're all good. And so, your first initial meeting in this type of setting, if you were an addict, would be to go and meet with a counselor. And then they would ask you like how often you watch porn, how often you have sex, like how often you think about it and all that. And they would like have a whole scale on how to gauge if you were actually an addict or not. And then they would diagnose you as an addict, or they would just diagnose you as like having predisposition to the addiction. Or maybe they tell you were fine. This place doesn't do that, right? You just go there and then they're just like, oh yeah, by the way, you're a fucking addict. So everyone's just self-diagnosing on this thing. And I am dead against self-diagnosing. If you self-diagnose, fuck you. I went through 10 years of trying to get myself diagnosed by doctors, psychologists, everyone. And so this whole like self-diagnosing thing is dumb to me. Don't do that. Very dangerous. And I don't recommend it for this. A 2020 study analyzing discourse on pornography published in the journal Social Forces stated regarding NoFap, these claims do not necessarily come from scientific experts. Again, that's part of my problem. Instead, we find that newspaper articles draw from a variety of professionals who are not scientists, and that Rhodes is quoted repeatedly reflecting that he was addicted to internet porn and shares the personal consequences. They conclude journalists and political actors are overextending scientific findings to advance their media markets and political agendas in support of gender and sexual norms. And this is why I said that this thing, it's a lot of biased research. Is watching porn every day considered an addiction? See, the thing is that no. See, and that's what I mean. I feel like a lot of these guys would be watching porn every day and then automatically it would be considered an addiction to them because they don't know what constitutes an addiction. What actually constitutes an addiction is when that thing that you're doing, so in this case, watching porn, starts to take over your real life, starts to cause you harm and problems. Then it would be considered an addiction. But if you're doing like watching porn every night before bed, fapping it, and then like it's not making you lose sleep, it's not giving you anxiety, you're not like out and about looking for places to fap all the time, you know what I mean? Like, then you are just an everyday porn watcher. There's nothing really wrong with that. Like I said earlier, like if you want to watch porn, go watch porn, fap all day long. But again, as long as it's not replacing the other things you're supposed to be doing. Because like I said, that's when it goes over into addiction. And see, this is the problem with this whole movement and this whole NoFap website and everything, is that they don't explain that to people. They don't say like, this is what would actually constitute an addiction with these things. Right? You know, and that's part of the issue. So yeah, they kind of look at it like this. If you watch sports every day, you have a sports addiction. I watch YouTube every day and I'm on here. I guess I have a YouTube addiction. Like, that's what I mean. I take care of my kid every day. I must be addicted to my child. You know, like this is what I'm saying. Part of the problem here is that they don't constitute that. Like, that's a good question. What makes it an addiction? And like I said, going through this whole forum, we never actually find that out, which is part of the issue here, is that they don't constitute what the addiction is. What would make you a sex addict? What would make you a porn addict versus just someone that enjoys those things? If anything, fapping and porn keeps me out of trouble and faithful in my relationship. I'm sure it does for most people, you know? That's what it's really used for, right? You know, that the hubby or wife is out for the day. You're feeling a little frisky. Go throw on some porn. Why not? Better than cheating, right? So, again, this is the point where the website like fucks over these people, where it becomes more about forming this weird cultish community and less about recovery and addiction. And that's my issue with it. If they were just out here like, we're just a fun community that don't want to fap, and that's all they claim to be about, then, you know, like I said, I would probably just laugh at them. We would do like one video on them and call it a day. But since they are trying to take over this whole sex recovery movement here, then I have an issue because they're doing it very, very wrong. Then they go on to say, which I think you'll also find, is that a 2020 paper stated that NoFap appears to have been specifically targeted by far-right groups. Writing, the struggle for the remasculinization, Jesus fucking Christ, try to say that, remasculinization, which is just a weird word, of white men by overcoming porn addiction had to be an anti-Semitic one, a fight against Jewish pornography and Jewish filth in which other current anti-porn actors such as NoFap should join. Cultural studies scholar Simon Strick stated regarding NoFap that a racist culture war was already implied in the call to join the movement by becoming abstinent. The chapter continues. NoFap present themselves as a search for non-toxic and progressive gender roles, even as they partake in gendered and racialized narratives that are no less violent. So, I mean, that's worrisome. NoFap supporters are known for vitriolically attacking female scholars not sharing their view. Sociologist Kelsey Berg stated that Rhodes and a small staff managed NoFap.com and its brand full time. She states there is no scientific evidence that supports the idea of these superpowers, yet hundreds of thousands of NoFap users insist they experience them. And these superpowers are like basically lusting longer in sex, feeling more manly because they believe that when you abstain from masturbation and sex and you retain your semen, it ups your testosterone levels, which of course then make you more manly. She critiques similar gender problems in groups, including NoFap, stating the scientific and spiritual gets muddied together as participants reinforce damaging gender stereotypes, those of hypersexual, biologically ravenous men who are simply wired differently than women. Women whose sexuality exists only in relation to male desire. Porn addiction recovery reproduces the worst lessons of porn itself. NoFap forums are described by a 2020 paper as a place where men's sexual entitlement to women was left unquestioned. And see, that is part of the issue. According to a 2021 opinion article, The Daily Dot, the NoFap model is nothing more than a breeding ground for racism, misogyny, and whorephobic violence. It's time we take it seriously and close up its pipeline to violent behavior once and for all. So it's kind of an issue. And the website is run by the founder, who is Alexander Rhodes. And yeah, he has literally threatened scientists with litigation and has sent like cease and desist letters to people. He might copyright strike things that talk out about it and etc. So he's kind of a problematic person on his own. And like I said, don't worry, because we will be looking at him very soon as well. It is quite a story as to how he got here and started this whole movement, if you will. I know they say that they don't want to be a movement, but they are one. So yo,
what is up, my friends? Yo, what is up, friends? My name is Nick. Yo, what is up, my friends? What is up, my friends? What is up, my friends? Yo, my name is Nick. What is up, my friends? Yo, what is up, my friends? Yo, my name is Nick.
Yo, so that is our stream for today. I thought it would just be fun if we came on here. We reacted to a Big Nick energy. I will be reacting to him again in another few weeks, but I do want to dive into some of these other people, especially Mr. Rhodes, who is the man that started this website, started this movement, and I think it would be fun to do a little stream or even a video where we just kind of go through how this all began, what its original beliefs were versus the beliefs now. And I really talked about the nitty gritty in terms of why this is bad for actual recovery. Because like I said, this is not the way to recover from an addiction, which is one of my major issues with this quote unquote movement, quote unquote community, NoFap website. The whole NoFap thing, okay? It's all very, very bad. It's even been proven that it can like harm you medically, which we're also going to get further into in future, because I do think that it is important to talk about, because sperm can be dangerous, I guess.
What are you playing? Sperm.
You better get them.
Better get them before they get you, okay? Make sure you do not fap to this, otherwise God will come and smite you. And that's another thing that we will be digging into in future, is why this seems to always be attached to religion, why it seems to always be attached to the alt-right, why it seems to be attached to everything that everyone hates in our world. So guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate all of you, and to my replay crew that will watch this later, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you guys had fun here. I've been going for about 3 hours now. And, I want to have some time with my hubby to like fap each other off and stuff before I got to go pick up my kid from school.
Okay, what the?
Okay, I'm sorry, but that's just the truth. So, please do give this stream a like, subscribe if you are new here. I would love it if you joined our fabulous, amazing members. All of the beautiful people do, and you don't want to be ugly like me.
Yo.
So, please make sure that you hit that join button. And no matter where you are, what you're doing, I hope that you all have a fabulous, fabulous day. Go watch some porn. Go fap. Just make sure that you're not addicted to it. And again, stay tuned if you want some more information on what that would mean. What does it mean to be addicted to sex? What does it mean to be addicted to masturbation? What does it mean to be addicted to porn? Are all of these things going to get solved on the NoFap website? Well, make sure you're subscribed and you set those notifications in order to find out. I hope that you all have a fabulous, fabulous day. I hope that that's going well for you, rapper, actor, and that it goes well and that the carpet doesn't end up coming up like my man's penis is after this because I'm going to go fap him. So please have a fabulous day, and I am going to see you all tomorrow, in which I am doing a read and react to one of the Eckankar e-booklets. I've decided that every Thursday for the next several Thursday, we are going to be reacting to one of their cult booklets. They are fun, they're short, and it should be a fabulous time. So I hope to see you all then. I might do a premiere just so that we can all hang out since, people like to hang out with me, I think. Then they can fap. Oh, I love you guys. You guys are so great. And honestly, if you do fap to this, that's okay. Just don't tell me.